Be optional.
Calling for his ex-son-in-law, Ohio Republican Congressman Max Miller, to leave Congress over abuse allegations, Ohio's senior senator and fellow Republican Bernie Moreno. ABC's Jay O'Brien.
In a February police report obtained by ABC News, Moreno told authorities her daughter came back from staying with Miller and had a fractured collarbone and what appeared to be a handprint bruise on her shoulder. Moreno also detailed an alleged pattern of abuse against her.
Miller refusing to resign and denying the allegations. Construction can raise a racket, but the overall industry lately has been much quieter, says ABC's Jim Ryan.
The monthly construction spending report lags by a month, so the latest figures reflect construction activity in June. Residential and private construction both fell that month, while non-residential building picked up about 0.1%. The Census Bureau says construction spending hit a plateau in mid-2024 and has been trending downward ever since.
Microsoft issuing a security warning about hotel Wi-Fi. The company saying Russian hackers are using phony sign-in pages to break into your accounts. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
Microsoft says you should assume that public and hotel Wi-Fi networks might not be trustworthy. Using your phone as a hotspot is a safer option, but make sure that you check your plan's data allowance first. And if you are using 365, consider passwordless login options like passkeys or multi-factor authentication.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments. Just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
How about a summer Friday down in Cape May, huh? It's Rich Zioli. I want you to join me at my happy place, which will be your happy place, the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey, Friday, August 7th, 3 to 6 p.m. Old school PM drive show. It's going to be a blast. We'll have fun. We'll hang out. That's Friday, August 7th, 3 to 6 p.m. at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. You don't want to miss this, so spend a summer Friday with us.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
I want to be a warm fleece on a
I want to
day.
be a football
I want to be a
stadium.
bike that races around the country.
I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Free speech lives here. The WPHT Afternoon Show.
Tony Brunos back. The work day is dragging, clock's moving slow. Then Philly hears a voice everybody knows.
Thank you for joining me today.
Swagger, microphone go. The laughter gets louder with every story told. Traffic in the city, workday almost done. Turn up 12:10, cause here it comes.
We're just getting this party started.
No scripts, no filters, no holding back today. Just keep it real. What does Tony have to say? Turn it up and crank it loud. Hot takes, big laughs, always feel it proud. It's the afternoon show with Tony Bruno. Turn it on, turn it up, and get ready to go. Once you listen, it's plain to see why everyone loves 1210 WPHT.
Things are going down today.
Yes, they are. They're coming up, too. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Monday. Happy Monday to you all. It's Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, live, local, and late breaking. It's the station of the people from sea to shining sea. And, we're Americans. We all love America.
Yes, we do.
I've been saying, God bless America. It's the greatest country on earth at the end of every show that I've done in the last 40-plus years. So it's not a new thing to love America. You know, if you're a son of an immigrant and you know what your parents went through to get here and become American citizens, you appreciate that. But I think we should start it because in Wildwood, New Jersey, and by the way, good afternoon, Matt DeSantis, Justin Otero, coming off a blockbuster ratings are in. In fact, their ratings were so good on their first show on Saturday night. They will be added to The View's 30th anniversary season along with Rosie O'Donnell. That's the big news this afternoon. We'll get to Rosie going back to the stinking View, for goodness gracious. But anyway, the boys were kicking it out of the ballpark,
Yes,
whatever
they
the hell
were.
they call that. But anyway, we have to do a tradition in Wildwood, New Jersey. Every morning. I don't know, is it every morning or just on the weekends?
That they do the national
mayor
anthem?
starts the day by playing the national anthem.
Do you know what, Tony Bruno?
The mayor is a fine Italian-American
ashamed.
guy, just like yours truly.
I'm ashamed to admit something.
What?
I have been to the shore in multiple places. I've never been to Wildwood.
Robin?
No, I mean,
Whose fault is that, Robin?
that would be yours, Tony Bruno.
I took you to Atlantic City. I took you to Ocean City. I've taken you to Cape May.
I know.
I've taken you to Sea Isle City, to Senile City, to all the beaches.
Yes. I've been all the way down to Cape May. But for whatever reason, we've never been to the Wildwood Boardwalk.
I've been to the Wildwood Board. I used to sleep under the Wildwood Boardwalk back
I'm
in the
sad.
day.
I need to go up there just for that trip.
It's the best boardwalk in New Jersey. There's no doubt about it. It's long. It's got the concrete tram car walk.
But is it every morning, or is it just the weekends that they start with the national anthem?
I think the mayor does it every. In the wintertime, there's nobody there.
Right.
But the mayor, who's an Italian guy, plays the national anthem, and everybody stands at
I like
attention.
that.
So we should do it because I found another version of the national anthem,
It's going to be an instant classic.
which could whenever we talk about the worst national anthem. Remember Roseanne did one.
Yeah.
And then, who was the runner who did it? The
Yeah,
really bad one.
Lewis, was it?
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis. And when he said, uh-oh, when he says, and the rockets red glare, uh-oh. But ladies and gentlemen, since women's sports is now a big talk issue, and we'll get to some of that today, the WNBA is a joke, and it gets worse every day, and I love women and women's sports. But I think that the worst national anthem ever happened at a women's sport, and it wasn't even a WNBA game. It was a women's professional baseball league. Now, there is a women's professional baseball league. I'm not talking about softball. I'm talking about hardball.
Yeah.
Let's play hardball. All right, that's not on anymore. So let's go and listen to perhaps the worst live version of a national anthem performed at a women's baseball game over the weekend.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was.
She got all the words correct, at least.
Wait, let the fig finish.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home
Big finish.
of the brave?
Let's play ball now with no balls. Oh.
Wow.
They tried. They weren't mocking it. There was one woman, a black woman, who was singing, and then there were two other chicks who were
had
singing.
a very heavy vibrato.
I had one of those too, but the batteries ran out the other night. But anyway. Lisa McHale says, this sounds like RFK Jr. if he was trying to sing it. Wow. Wow, that's cold. That's cold.
Okay.
Anyway.
Let's give them a compliment. They got all the words correct.
Yes, exactly. And
they
there was a
finished
full
it.
house. The ballpark was packed.
Yeah. And the other compliment I can give
What?
them is they finished it.
Yes, exactly.
They finished it. Wow. They did mean well.
Yeah, I don't want to knock the ladies.
No.
But I wonder if they do that before every game, and it's the same crew.
I hope not.
How many
I hope
franchises are there in the the women's professional base, the WPBL, I think it's called. I used to work there once. It's one of the radio stations in Philly that
You've worked at
I've worked at every. Anyway, 855, no balls, all strikes. Speaking of no balls, we will have a WNBA update. And what's happening to the WNBA, it's almost as if they're sabotaging their own product.
I agree.
Not even by accident. Every time a WNBA coach speaks, they basically set the sport back another decade. And I love women's sports. But we'll get to that later because there's a lot of breaking news, Robin. And it affects people. The WNBA doesn't affect many people.
We also have a fantastic Jim story, speaking of no balls.
Not Jim from Cheltenham.
No.
Because he has
Jim,
big balls.
Like workout Jim.
Yeah, it's for all the men out there. We're looking out for you.
Yes.
We have apparently a new problem for men who work out in the gym, not with Jim, or who are boyfriends of Jim, if you know what I'm talking about, but not friends of who's the guy?
Bill.
Friends of Bill if you go to Alcoholics Anonymous. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got an Obama scam being abused by people who want Obama. An Obama scam is Obamacare, which is the ACL, not mine. ACL. What was it called?
Affordable Care Act.
That's right, Affordable Care Act, better known as Obamacare, better known as Medicaid. It's not Medicare. They want Medicare because Medicare is good.
Right.
Medicaid is junk insurance, which was Obamacare. But a lot of people still want junk insurance because it's the only, like you tried to get Obamacare, right?
I was on Obamacare for a while, but I lost it because, get this.
How did you lose it? Did you drop your card somewhere and you couldn't find the ID?
No. At the moment, I don't earn enough money.
You were too broke to get Obamacare?
I'm too broke to get Obamacare. You have to earn a certain amount of money here in Florida to make, otherwise you need to request for Medicaid, but I make too much money for Medicaid.
And you're not old enough for Medicare.
Exactly. So I'm
even though you and everybody else who has ever had a job pay into Medicare your entire life.
Right.
And so you are it's not an entitlement. It's something you work for.
I'm the perfect Bermuda Triangle where I don't qualify for anything. So I have no health care right now. Thank you very much.
That's an outrage.
It is an outrage.
Call get Ron DeSantis on the phone here. I'll have him write up a policy for you right now, Robin. Anyway, we're just getting started. Scott Pressler is going to join us at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Now, I know he's on the Dom show a lot, but we had Scott Pressler on years ago when we were in the basement in South Philly.
Before he even really started doing a lot of politics, he was doing street cleanups.
Now, he did it in Baltimore, but then he came to Philly, and we had the studio in South Philly on Sigel Street in the basement, in the wine cellar, which we built. And Scott Pressler was in town, and he came to town to organize street cleanups in neighborhoods where people had trash. I did that, too, when I was working at the old WCAU back in 1990. We had the Bruno Broom Brigade, where we would get volunteers every Saturday morning to go to a different playground and sweep up the broken glass and trim the grass and stuff like that. That's what you do, when you do a morning show and you want to go out and help the community.
Right.
That's how you help. If you don't have a lot of money,
Exactly.
you just volunteer and go out and help clean up stuff. That's what Scott Pressler started doing, and then eventually, became a voice to be reckoned with in the political world.
Well, not only that, I think what happened for him especially was that he was going into these impoverished neighborhoods, these urban environments where he was realizing he was talking to the people and noticing there was something terribly, terribly wrong. Philly, for example, he would go into the Northwest and around the Temple area and do these cleanups.
That's not Northwest, Robin. That's North.
I said, and.
Okay.
And he would go into and talk to the people, and he was realizing that they were not being represented well. They were wanting stuff, and their representation was not doing what they wanted them to do. And so then he started looking into voter fraud and realizing that there was something terribly, terribly wrong. And that's how he got into politics. By the way, I want to say something here.
Wait, I want an update because the woman who was singing lead is one of my all-time favorite singers, Martha Reeves from Martha and the Vandellas. I did not know that.
Wow.
Yes. So that's why I didn't want to knock her. Martha Reeves is a legend. Remember, there was Martha and the Vandellas, and then, of course, the Supremes, all those great R&B female vocalists. They were awesome.
Yes.
So give her credit for going out there.
I do. I mean, we're not exactly laughing at her, but it was an epic try. I want to say something to 91.6ers saying, if you need health insurance, get a job that has health insurance. Yeah.
Guess which job?
Yeah.
Guess how many jobs now afford you health insurance? Very few. And
Very
you know
few.
why
And
nobody has? You know why very few companies give you health insurance now? Because of Obamacare.
Yes.
Because President Obama, as Joe Biden called this, is a big effing deal. Remember when it was signed?
Uh-huh.
That basically said, okay, the government's now going to take over insurance, so your companies no longer have to give you a plan. And there are companies that still do, but most of them use that as an opportunity to say, we're not going to provide you, especially part-time employees or people who don't work the certain number of hours.
Right.
That's
Or
what happens.
contract
Whenever the
workers
government takes over anything, they destroy it, just like New York is with Mamdani and the grocery stores, and we'll get to that story today, too. There's so much to talk about, Robin, on this beautiful Monday. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get this party started. 855-839-1210 is the number to call. Matt DeSantis, Justin Otero. We will have an update on the $32 billion spent on Obamacare, covering people who aren't eligible for it. We have Scott Pressler on his work in exposing just how many voters who are legally on the voter rolls in Pennsylvania. We already knew that back in 2020 when all those ballots came in at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Biden didn't win. I'm just saying everybody knows he didn't get 81 million votes, and everybody knows that at 3 o'clock in the morning, we're not supposed to ever question that again. Just like we weren't supposed to question Fauci, to trust the science. And then you saw what he did to us. So anyway, we'll get into that. Lots to talk about. We will have an update on the situation in, of all places, Idaho, where I didn't even know they had In-N-Out burgers in Idaho, because In-N-Out burgers started in L.A., and it's moving around to some in Arizona. But did you know that there's In-N-Out burgers in Idaho?
That doesn't surprise
There's
me.
no In-N-Out burgers in Florida. Where
There's
else
not?
have they expanded to? I
Hold
don't
on.
think we have In-N-Out burgers down here. I know they're not in Philly. I know that. I don't think they're in Jersey.
Let's see. There are over 430 restaurants, primarily in the western section.
Exactly. That's where we would go all the time, because you know why? They made them fresh. They had the person in there. They were all young people.
Oh, yes.
And they would put the full potato into that. It's not even an electric
No,
machine.
it's like they
They
to
would press
it
down the
a cutter.
fresh
So
French
the
fries
majority,
instead of taking them out of a frozen bag and throwing them in
Yeah.
the hot oil and watching the whole kitchen
the
explode.
majority of the stores, 66% of them are in California,
Right.
but the rest of them are in Texas, Arizona, Nevada,
Mhm.
Colorado, Utah, Oregon,
Oregon.
Oregon,
Oregonado.
Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Tennessee.
So Tennessee is the farthest east.
Yeah.
But Idaho, where that incident happened over the weekend, we'll talk about that in the hero, Jordan Salinas, not from Salinas, California. And as Gary Radnich, my old partner in San Francisco, used to say, bye-bye, Salinas. We will have that, a whole bunch more. We'll have an update on the WNBA. We'll have an update on Rosie O'Donnell and drinking in Memphis. An update on that, Robin. If you're planning to go to Memphis and want to go out to eat and drink, we have new rules, and we will tell you exactly what they are as we just get this party started. It's Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, the afternoon show on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Babbel proudly presents the Sheep Cheese Fiasco.
Cute market. Ooh, cheese. Let's get cheese. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Hola. Quiero una oveja. Pequeñita.
¿Una oveja pequeñita?
Sí.
Bueno, pues tengo como 20.
Oh, no. But they're cute.
Don't let your Spanish fool you. Avoid bringing home the farm with Babbel, the award-winning language learning app.
Can you make us some cheese, please? Oh, cheese. You're not cheese.
Practice with Babbel's guided conversations based on real situations. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will have you speaking conversationally in as little as 3 weeks.
Yes. Oh, you're so sweet.
Get up to 50% off on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's 50% off at BABBEL.com.
Ready, set, summer with the Honda Summer Event. With impressive efficiency, sleek exterior styling, and sport-tuned suspension. The Honda Civic and HR-V have all you need to get summer ready with the most fuel-efficient full-line automaker in America. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Shop Piazza Honda of Philadelphia, Langhorne, Pottstown, Reading, or Springfield today.
See dealer for financing details. Based on EPA estimate of 2024 large full-line automaker fleet-wide fuel economy. EPA Automotive Trends Report 2025.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
What if everything you learned in history class was only half the story? I'm Dr. Hrini Bhatt, host of Hidden History. Every Monday, I go where history gets mysterious. Vanished civilizations, doomsday prophecies, paranormal phenomena, and events that science still can't fully explain. On Hidden History, I treat these moments like open case files. Not myths, not superstition, just incomplete explanations waiting for a closer look. Listen to and follow Hidden History, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by University of Maryland Global Campus.
Amazon plans to ramp up its satellite system as it looks to take on Starlink. Amazon Leo will deploy more than 5,000 low Earth orbit satellites starting in 2028 to deliver voice, data messaging, and emergency services to smartphones and mobile devices. SpaceX-owned Starlink has nearly 11,000 low Earth orbit satellites compared to Amazon Leo with around 400. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
Now back to the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
This is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Martha and the Vandellas, baby. God, this was great. The Motown era. See, growing up, people say, "Oh, you're a boomer. You're a boomer." Growing up in the 60s and 70s, and actually in the 50s, I was young in the 50s. I was born in the 50s. But the 60s, just think of what the 60s brought to them. It changed music forever that decade. You had Motown. You had the British invasion. You already had rock and roll, had Elvis. I mean, to me, there's no other decade that has defined the soundtrack of anybody over 50's lives than the 60s. And obviously the 70s and 80s and 90s.
I think
and then
it
to me, it
defined
went to hell
music.
like in 2010.
I think it defined music in general.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, prior to that, there were only certain categories of music. There was classical, and then there was jazz, and then there was like there wasn't even country. But from that, the 50s and 60s, you got bluegrass, you got rock and roll, you got
but the country and the bluegrass stuff existed, but it was fringe in many places of the country. I'm talking about mainstream.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the 50s and 60s, there were so many branches of different types of music that popped up in that time period.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix. I mean, all the stuff. Woodstock. The 60s to me is the quintessential decade for culture. I mean, we had the Vietnam War. We had protests when people were protesting things that were really awful, not going out there with no kings and all these other ridiculous made up nonsense thing. And that's where all these, people, I heard on Dom's show, one of his callers called in and said, talking about things from the past, hippies. You know what hippies are now? They're all these old men and women standing outside protesting because they have nothing else going on in their lives.
It's not the same.
They have no grandkids. They're just standing out on streets protesting everything.
My mom was a hippie.
I was pretty much a hippie.
Were you a hippie? Well, there is a picture of you where you are wearing like this paisley.
Yeah, I had the long hair
shirt. You had long hair. You're wearing high-heeled boots, and you had bell-bottom pants on. I don't even think they were jeans.
Remember, the sign says, "All you long-haired hippie people need not apply."
And you had the big,
I had the big pork chop sideburns. Yeah,
fantastic. It was hot. You were hot, Tony Bruno.
Thank you.
Now, speaking of hot,
yes,
South Philly. I don't know if it's hot in South Philly right now.
Probably. What's the temperature? What's the temperature there?
But we have Frank in South Philly who can probably tell us what the temperature is.
Frank's another great Italian American. Frank, good afternoon, buddy. What's up?
As you went to him, he hung up. Frank,
no,
call back.
Frank hung up as I went to him.
Call back, Frank, please.
Okay. You have to go to Hippie Fest 2026. Is there a Hippie Fest? I love the hippie chicks and the hippie shakes. Remember that song? The hippie
shake. That was a great song too.
Is there a Hippie Fest? Yeah, the blues and jazz had a baby. They named it rock and roll. I mean, all these genres came from rock and roll. I mean, the rock and roll, the British invasion. Everybody knows the 60s was really the breakout decade. I'm not saying music from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, before that or after. I'll say this, though, not because I'm an old guy, but I think the modern genre of all of these music acts that are pretty much I think auto-tune, whenever that came in, destroyed legitimate, because you notice all the auto-tune people who have hits that sound great in the studio and on the radio, when they're live, they suck.
I know.
They suck live.
Or they can't do it live. They lip sync because they don't sound the way their album sounds, so they lip sync when they're out there live, which is sad. I think it's really sad. The auto-tuning.
Well, a lot of these hip hop groups and other groups that are just loud noise. And hip hop's good. Rap is rap. Remember, we did a whole segment last week on 2 Live Crew on this show.
Yeah.
Because the guy in charge is running for office in Florida. So anyway, let's just. I like it on the chat. It says, where is it here? Welcome, chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Does that include me if I get into the chat on the YouTube chat? By the way,
it especially includes you, Tony. That is meant for you.
I think I've been blocked from the YouTube chat while I'm on the air on the show that I'm doing. Anyway.
Now, we were talking about Chick-fil-A before we went to break.
No, we were talking about In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out. Did I say Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
I'm sorry. In-N-Out Burger.
Okay.
The Idaho location where the shooting happened, it had only been open for 1 week.
And then you have this whack job guy.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about the guy's name is there is another person in Idaho, in Twin Falls, Idaho.
Yes.
Who's also named with the same name as the guy who killed himself after the hero,
correct,
Jordan Salinas in Twin Falls, Idaho, and the guy did a whole video about he not being that guy. The guy who's named the same as the guy who killed those people, who went out there with an automatic rifle before he was put down by Jordan Salinas, when Jordan Salinas, who's a military guy, went out there to help defend the people being shot who were unarmed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And so the gunman, actually, we have the self-contained story from
Not KRP in Cincinnati.
No, it's WHAS in Twin Falls. Why don't we just go to that and they can
let's get the breakdown.
Yes. So this is
in case you missed it over the weekend. I mean, it was one of the craziest stories.
So
we see these shootings, mass shootings, and then we always wonder who was the person doing this? What was their motive? We found out right away about this guy. And then people were saying, well, where was he from? We didn't know until the end. But when finally, he actually took his own life.
He did.
Which a lot of these cowards do when they go out and try to kill people they don't know for no apparent
But this
reason.
had information in it that I had not been aware of over the weekend. So this is cut 27.
Let's go to the update. Yes.
He's the man seen in this video, returning fire as a gunman carried out a shooting rampage outside an In-N-Out restaurant in Twin Falls, Idaho.
Everybody's running.
35-year-old Jordan Salinas tells the Idaho Statesman he had just pulled into the parking lot when he heard gunfire. He says he drew his semi-automatic pistol and saw the suspect lift a rifle to his shoulder and fire toward cars. That's when Salinas began firing. Police say an off-duty policeman at the scene also returned fire.
These people are true heroes in our community, and their actions diverted the shooter and no doubt saved many lives.
Police say the shooter, identified as 24-year-old Chad Williams, killed 3 people and injured 7 others before taking his own life.
Call the police.
What's happening? What's happening?
What happened?
What's happening?
So Chad Williams is the guy who took his own life.
Heard the shots.
It was just mass chaos. The attention was.
It's weird. We're only getting part of the audio.
She found several victims, including her friend Terry Dudley, a taxi driver who was shot in his car.
And so I walked over.
That was bizarre. I don't know what happened, Matt.
I think the channels were split. Let me see if I can fix it. For some reason,
Okay.
half of it was piping through the left, and the other half was piping through the right.
Yeah, because the
See, that's why we should go back to quad. Remember when we had quad radio back that one little era back in the 70s or 80s? What we remember was stereo.
I don't think
And
Matt
then
was born
quad,
yet.
No, he wasn't. Quad. And then, quad.
But the interview and testimony of the woman that was just on screen is really heartbreaking because her friend was shot in the car. So hopefully we can get that audio fixed.
Now, by the way, the 91 Sixers, what sucks about PM shows, we don't have to repeat the news that everybody's already heard 100 times. Not everybody's on the internet 24/7 like you are or like I am. The bottom line is people don't know that the guy who was dead actually not only committed suicide, but there's another guy in the same city with the same name who people are now thinking was the killer.
Chad Williams. There's 2 Chad Williams. One is the shooter and killed himself, and the other Chad Williams is a decorated war veteran.
Exactly.
So we definitely do not want to confuse
Because
those
people hear the name and then they'll see this guy Chad Williams who's still alive and wasn't the killer, and they'll go after him. So he put out a long video. And if you want to watch it, we're not going to play it because it's like 15 minutes long. But he explains that people are now threatening his life because they think he's the killer, not knowing, because not everybody, including 91 Sixers, spends 24 hours a day on the internet or watching the news. Most people don't. They don't even know what's going on right now. Forget about over the weekend. Most people on the weekend, especially in the summer, they're at the beach. They're not paying. They're not glued. They don't watch the Sunday morning shows and all of those losers.
Well, we hope that unlike us, who are already like looking for stories and stuff to do on the show, hopefully you guys are out there enjoying your weekend.
Exactly. We were sweating outside in our garage getting stuff done.
Here's somebody that's enjoyed their weekend. We hope Bob in South Jersey on line 1.
Hey, Bob, what's going on line 1?
TV, how are you, buddy? How's your summer going?
It's going all right. We haven't really done a lot of recreating. We go to the beach a couple times when people come by, Sanibel and Captiva, but we don't go to the beach every day. We live on water. But yeah, I haven't been crabbing. I haven't been fishing. I throw a couple
Nah,
traps
sometimes
out.
sometimes you reach a point where you just want to chill and relax.
That's
Don't
what I
do
want to do. I
anything.
want to go out and I want to go outside and throw a fishing rod out and catch fish. But then all of a sudden we're in the garage making sure we get all of our boxes out of the storage unit. You know, when you're in a new house and it takes a long time to get all this stuff sorted out. But I'm not complaining. It's just, you know, Florida, it's hot and humid. It's the tropics down here. It's in the 90s every day. And the humidity, I think, is now 115%. We're going to take it all the way up to, it's not 100%. It's 115% humidity right now if you're scoring at home. I know it is. But I like it, though. I'd rather have the heat. I'd rather have the heat than the cold.
Absolutely. Speaking of good things, you remember Paul Six Dances?
Paul the Sixth, absolutely, man. I remember
That was
all
the
the Cherry
time.
Hill East, Cherry Hill East, Cherry Hill West. Now you can't. Now all the schools have been combined. Like all the Catholic girls and boys schools are now, you know, co-ed, because that's what happens. But there was always great dances on the weekends. Cherry Hill East.
Everybody's got to get their feet wet.
Exactly right. That's not all they got wet at those dances, but
but
we'll leave that up to the people out there.
If they were lucky.
You guys have a good Monday night.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate the call. Everybody's got memories. Actually, we were Robin and I, like at night, we actually watched Odyssey last night.
We did. We saw the Odyssey last night.
We saw it on we got a hookup.
thing. We got a hookup.
Got a hookup. It was in Dutch, but it doesn't matter because nobody was Greek.
Well, it wasn't
they were supposed
in
to be
Dutch.
Greek.
It had Dutch subtitles, which we, Tony just ignored it. And it was actually very handy in this couple of things because you couldn't understand what the English people were saying. And then they had the subtitles.
And it was too long.
Yeah.
But it was good. I had no problem with it. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't going, oh my God, what's his name? The dude that was a woman who's now a dude. It's a lot of editing. What I'll say about it is that they don't make big movies like that anymore. I mean, this movie, and we don't have, we don't have IMAX in our house. We have an 85-inch TV.
Matt, Justin, have you guys seen it?
I did see it. I thought it was very good. I generally like Christopher Nolan movies. I thought this was one of his better ones. Maybe even
everybody got it.
Matt, see if you agree with me. I thought it was better than I expected from all the hoopla that we heard ahead of time. So I was definitely interested in watching it all the way to the end. It was a little bit too long. Here were my objections. At the very beginning, opening scene, I felt like what came into it, I'm like, did we miss 15 minutes of the movie?
No, they go back and forth because it's the way it's cut.
Yeah,
you have to go back and look at context.
The way it started, I felt like there was something missing. Like they just sort of inserted us into a scene mid 15 minutes into it. It was awkward.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Nolan does that all the time, and I always find it sort of off-putting. Yeah,
it is off-putting because. Yeah, and then the editing, that was the second thing that I really don't like. I don't like movies that are constantly editing you in a timeline so that you're like, wait, are we seeing this? Is it 10 years ago? Is it 10 years in the future? Is it now?
Yeah, the scenes with what's-her-face, the hot chick who looks like she's emaciated on the beach with him.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, Charlize Theron. Because that's a flashback. See, there's flashbacks, but all the people complaining about the actors and why is this person
the
in
actors
and why,
were fine.
Who cares?
Robert Pattinson was a fantastic.
Was he Batman or was he Spider-Man? So you had Batman in there, you had Spider-Man in there. And everyone's like, oh, that's Batman. Batman's going to die. Oh no, Batman is Zeus's son. I was trying to figure. And then you had Robert Pattinson, who was Batman. And then you have Tobey Maguire. No, not Tobey. Who's the guy that's in it who was the first Spider-Man? And he's back as Spider-Man. Yeah. He's got so many movies out at the same time. He's awesome. In Brand New Day and all these.
So, I mean, I thought the acting was great. Matt Damon was fantastic. I mean,
Matt Damon, damn it.
I thought that having everybody be American accents was going to bother me more.
No.
It didn't even faze me.
It's better than all the fake British accents.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Nobody was Greek in that movie.
No, definitely no Greeks. And the one thing that bothered me more than anything else, I despise. I've seen a couple movies that do it where they have that vignette around everything. It's like an old vignette photograph where it's like
not a bag
cloudy all the way around it. hate that because because it makes everything look fuzzy around the
By
edges.
the way, I think the copy that we had was bootleg, so I don't think we got the real crystal clear. Remember, it's still in the theater. It's been in the theaters 2 weeks. I turn on my TV and it's there, and I said, "Is this the Odyssey?"
I've seen the clips, and it's like that throughout the entire movie, and I do not like that vignette feel.
It was violent too.
Yeah,
I like the scene where Rosie O'Donnell makes her first appearance. Did you see that scene? I don't want to give it away. I'm not doing a spoiler, but there's a scene near the end where Cersei, right, the woman who's the witch, where they keep going island. They're island hopping, but they're not on Epstein Island. So Epstein wasn't there in this particular movie, but he did leave his files behind. So Cersei, who's the witch, turns all of the soldiers into pigs. Right. And that's where they saw Rosie O'Donnell make her appearance, and they said, "We got to get her on The View."
She made a little cameo.
What do you guys think about Travis Scott being in it?
He's all right. I don't even pay attention to him. He was just yelling and banging sticks and all that. I don't care about it.
It took. I'll be honest. It took me out of it right away, and it was just something I was like.
Did it really?
Nobody even knows. 99% of the people don't know that it's Travis Scott or even who Travis Scott is.
This is the way I thought it when I saw him. I was like, he didn't have a big enough part to make it look bad, because I have no idea if he's a good actor or not. If he could have carried off
he did a good job.
But what he did a good job, and it didn't bother me.
No, nothing bothered me in the movie. I mean, what's his name? The guy won an Academy Award as a woman, and now as a man.
Elliot Page.
Hello, Elliot Page.
Did she win an Academy Award?
Nominated, I believe.
She was nominated for what was the movie she was in?
Juno.
Yeah.
Juno. She was in that movie when she was a girl, and now she's a man. I don't have a problem.
No.
I don't have a problem with the casting. Everybody all these people who are film geeks and they're experts and they're all, they think they're influencers because they give movies. A lot of them are funny. To me, my favorite guy who does reviews of movies, and I see them all on YouTube, is the drunk guy, the critical drinker.
Yeah, the
critical drinker. He's like, I think he's British.
Scottish.
He's got same thing. Cockney.
Not even close.
Travis Tritt is not in the movie, by the way.
No, I actually thought that what's she go by now? Not Ellen Page. She goes by
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page. Hello, thank you, Elliot Page. I was forced to read the Odyssey when I was taking Greek. So I actually read the whole thing.
There's been like 16 movies
I know,
made.
but I actually know the whole story. And the Elliot Page character is actually not in the Odyssey, but I thought that Nolan actually did a very good job. I didn't feel like I was concerned about that watching it. I was going to go, they just
No, the other thing that bugged me is the siren. I couldn't hear the sirens either, and I didn't have to put wax in my ears. I wanted to hear these bitches singing. You know what I mean? Where's the damn sirens at? Give me the sirens, yo. There's a siren right there. I think that's what Matt Damon heard. That siren screaming.
Oh, speaking of siren, this is your alarm bell. Don't forget to click that like button, that thumbs up button.
Smash
folks.
the like button right now.
Apparently, we got a lot yesterday.
No, that was Friday, Robin.
Friday.
We weren't on yesterday.
You're right. All my days and nights are just running into each other. But last time we smash that like button, tell them how much you love us. And if you're listening to it on anything except for YouTube and you don't actually have time to watch the YouTube, go onto YouTube just for a second. Click that like button and then go back to where you need to be because you can't actually watch it on YouTube.
Well, good question by our friend Tony. Are the folks on the Craigslist casual section still offering Greek? I don't think they have that section anymore. That's Casual Encounters.
Yeah. What was Greek?
Robin, really?
No, I'm sorry. This is one of.
No. I hate to do it.
I know you probably can't tell me what it is on the air.
If you don't know what it is, Robin, really?
I
hate to do it. I got to give you one of these.
Do I have to look for the Urban Dictionary?
You know what it is, Robin.
I don't. What is Greek in sex talk? I am not an innocent little person. I'm surprised I don't know this. I don't know what Greek is. Okay, I'm going to look it
I'll
up.
give you another
Am I
one
going
right
to be
now.
embarrassed when I read
A
it?
male, possibly white.
No, that could be done. Well, it's not usually done that way, but it doesn't have to necessarily be male. Although in the WNBA, it could work in the WNBA because most of the WNBA coaches and owners say that men should be able to play as women in the WNBA. And that's why the WNBA is absolutely a disaster area. 855-839-1210. We're going to take a break, right? And we're going to come right back?
Yes.
We have open lines. You want to check in? Don't forget at 5 o'clock.
Oh, I just read what it is. Oh, I did not know that.
Robin, are you serious?
I did not know that.
God. Even Harry Mays is like,
I am pissed off.
How could you not understand that?
Clearly.
What is going on back there?
I don't know. Robin's supposed to know this stuff. She's not some prude.
I'm not, but I can't believe I didn't know that. Obviously, whenever I was on Craigslist, I wasn't going to that section.
Wait a minute. Just wait a damn second here.
No, Stephen. Hey, Robin, I'm embarrassed for her.
Oh.
I'm ashamed of her. That is horrific. Horrific knowledge.
Chris Otto 2118 goes, bum, 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 bum.
I already did that. I'll give you another one right now.
Not only is it the bum, bumpty, bump horn, but it actually describes what the Greek means. So
even the Philly Godfather knows this, and he's the greatest Greek we know right now, including Petros Papadakis out in L.A. Another Greek legend, Robin. How many Greek people do we know? Sheepers.
Well, I don't know them in that way.
Not every Greek person does it, Robin. Oh, jeez.
Let's go to break.
855-839-1210. We'll have guess what, folks? In New York, you have to have an ID to go into a Kami Mandami grocery store.
What?
How are poor women going to be able to go in there and get an ID to go buy groceries from a government-run grocery store? And we'll have a drinking in Memphis update. So much more to get to. We're just getting this party started. Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, it's the afternoon show at Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Lenny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey, this is Larry Steinhaus with Investor Schooling. Listen, I know sometimes you worry about coming to see me because you don't want to invest in real estate, because you don't want to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants. I'm going to teach you a way that you don't have to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants, or even own any real estate and invest in real estate at the same time. You want to learn this, so go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday, and I promise you, no toilets, no trash, no tenants.
You don't need another opinion, just the facts.
What caused that crash on the Schuylkill? Will it rain before the kids' game? What happened at the school board meeting last night?
At KYW News Radio, we don't take sides. We take notes, delivering the information you need to make the best decisions for your family.
The news you need whenever you need it.
Depend on KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news leader for more than 60 years.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTRCM.
Free speech lives here on Odyssey's #1 talk station. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Miss Robin, are you in the chat? Newman Price wants to know. Yeah,
I am.
Robin's going through, what we're doing next. We don't just spend all time in the chat, although we always keep an eye on the chat. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, like the show, give us a like, a thumbs up. That's what a like is. It's a thumbs up. There's
The
no like
YouTube
button.
chat people, you need to go in there if you dare, because the listeners in the YouTube chat they're the craziest and they have the most fun, I think.
We mean crazy in a good way.
Oh, yeah.
You know
No,
what I'm
it
saying?
is definitely, and I think it is well worth anybody's while that is listening live to check it out and obviously gives a thumbs up. But there's a whole nother show going on inside the YouTube chat that you do not want to miss.
It's a show within the show,
is.
the show.
Yes.
Now, the WNBA stuff is blowing up all over social media.
Yeah.
And Clay Travis, who's made millions of dollars with Outkick and does a radio show. He was a sports guy in L.A. He never lived in L.A. He was in Nashville, but he did sports when I was in L.A. doing sports. And now, of course, he's doing an afternoon show, noon to 3. And he got involved into the whole WNBA thing by saying that he's going to buy a team and he's going to put biological men on a team, and he wants to play. He wants to put the best high school boys team in the country up against the WNBA All-Star team and put up $10 million that a high school boys team would beat a WNBA team of All-Stars.
Yeah.
And you know why he's right? Because remember the U.S. women's soccer team?
Yeah, I know.
They won 3 World Cups, right?
Yep.
They're basically the best women's soccer team on the planet. The American team isn't, because there's so many great countries playing soccer from all over the world. But give the American women's soccer team credit. They're the best in the world, and that's why they keep winning World Cups. But remember, they also lost to a bunch of high school boys playing soccer. So they can beat the best women from all over the world. But when it comes to playing against men, and I'm not saying this is the same in bowling, it's, ping pong, tennis, the men may hit it harder, but there are a lot of sports where men and women can compete. Darts, axe throwing, I'm to golf, even though women hit from different
and Tony
tees.
says that because I beat him regularly in anything like axe throwing and guns. I am so much better than Tony Bruno. I'm a better shot.
I admitted it. Don't ask me nothing.
Yeah,
is what I said.
And it also means that that's how I keep him in line. I just threaten him.
Exactly. So anyway, and so he's coming up with, he says he wants to have a team called the Nashville Balls, but it's Ballers. It should be.
Ballers.
Now you got the UFL, one of the 16 football leagues. Now they're losing 2 teams, Birmingham and Houston. So all these leagues that think, because the NFL is the most popular of all the sports in this country, they think that any league that goes on when there's no NFL is going to succeed. And now the UFL has dropped Birmingham and Houston, 2 of the teams. Some of them were successful because people don't want to watch football 24/7, especially in big stadiums where there's like 5,000 people showing up in 100,000 seat stadiums. So, the sports dollar doesn't go as far as everybody thinks it does. The people who have season tickets to the Phillies or the Eagles or the Florida, any team, any of your favorite teams, it's expensive to go to a stinking game now. It's expensive for most people. They can't afford season tickets to anything. So I'll give Clay Travis credit for going after it. And he came up, Outkick was called Outkick the Coverage, which is what a guy says to a woman when he marries a woman who's super hot.
Right.
And you say to him, boy, you say to her, boy, you outkicked your coverage.
You say to
the woman.
You say to, like a lot of people say to you, they're like, wow, Tony, you outkicked your
That's
coverage.
exactly what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's where the term outkicked. So give Clay credit. You know, Clay, I haven't talked to Clay Travis in years. He doesn't even follow me on Twitter. I gave him awards.
No, he got the Tony Bruno Award.
I said I gave him awards.
Well, it was awarded to him, but it was called the Tony Bruno Award. You didn't technically give it to him.
I handed him the trophy, Robin.
Yes.
It was named after me. I handed him the trophy. So I gave him an award.
All right.
I did it, or did I not give him
Tony,
the award?
The reason we are bringing this...
Can we be accurate on the show,
Yes.
Robin? This isn't the Jake Tapper or the Dana Bash getting owned on their own shows on CNN.
The reason we are bringing this up is that the Golden State coach, Valkyrie's coach,
Valkyries, Robin.
Valkyrie's
Valkyries.
coach, Natalie Nikasi?
Nikasi, I think her name is.
Yeah.
Now, she played women's professional basketball, but like most women's professional basketball players, she was a short guard, you know, and that's cool. You don't have to be 7. Most women aren't 7 feet.
No.
Right? But the problem that people have with the WNBA is not the product, not the game. When people go to the games, they have a television contract. They got ESPN saying stupid stuff, basically defending the They hate the women on ESPN. Hate the women in the WNBA. They hate the Caitlin Clarks and the Sophie Cunninghams because they speak for women, and so that's the problem right there. And so I don't care. But the problem is when you have coaches who all primarily are lesbians, and including the owners of the team, many of whom are lesbians.
They're many, not primarily, but they're many.
I didn't
of
say
them
primarily. I said pretty much every women's coach in the WNBA is and I have no problem. I learned from lesbians. I love lesbians.
Let's just say there's a good chance that they are lesbian.
No, they are lesbians, Robin.
So not every single one.
Not every single one. Maybe how many? 90% of the women, every single owner of that stinking
You think it's
team.
that many?
Absolutely. Did you see the owners group of the
Can we take a
Seattle team?
poll?
No, they don't take the poll, so we don't have to worry about them. They hate the poll.
Let's go to cut number 12, where Coach Natalie Nikasi is talking about what belongs in women's sports.
Yeah, what belongs, Natalie?
I know you don't have the fever again in the regular season, but coming out of the break, one of the big news stories has been Sophie Cunningham and the protests for her and protests against her. And, you know, they had a national televised game today and Cheryl, wore a shirt, and it's just a conversation. I'm wondering just what do you think about it? Do you think that's good for the league? Does it detract from the basketball? Is it just noise? I'm just wondering what your opinion is.
I think, thank you for that question. I think just in terms of how I'm seeing it is, if I could answer with, like, for me, sports is about belonging. It's about inclusivity. It's about allowing everyone to be their authentic self. I'm big on that just because I have been criticized for my height, for my ethnicity. I've been in those "you shouldn't belong here" many times. And for me, I don't want that space, especially Golden State, to ever feel like that. So I'm all about women, little girls deserving to play, and that includes trans women. So I'm all about inclusivity.
There it is. There's where she loses you right there. That includes trans women. Hey, Natalie, trans women are men. Trans women are men.
And
how many times do I have to repeat that to you, Natalie?
It's interesting because most lesbians that I know are actually removing themselves from the T plus in the LGBT plus stuff because they're saying that
We're supposed to break, by the way. Why didn't the guys yell at us down the line?
Oh, you need to yell at us. We'll come back after this break.
We're coming right back.
The Bloomberg Market Minute, sponsored by Piazza Auto Group. Experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The post-pandemic travel boom is hitting some turbulence. High fuel prices and ongoing flight frustrations are causing more Americans to rethink international trips this summer. The number of U.S. travelers flying internationally this June fell by 3.2% from the year before, the first drop for that month in 5 years, according to the U.S. International Trade Administration. And U.S. manufacturing activity expanded in July at the fastest pace in more than 4 years as demand remained strong, production surged, and firms added workers. The Institute for Supply Management's July manufacturing gauge rose the highest since May 2022, indicating growth. All but one manufacturing industry reported growth in July. The only sector that reported contraction was chemical products. Big tech and the possibility of renewed peace talks with Iran are sending stocks sharply higher on Wall Street today. The Dow is up 1 1/3%, the Nasdaq ahead 2 1/4%, the S&P up more than 1.5%. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
Because peace of mind shouldn't be optional.
Two Republican senators who delayed the Todd Blanche nomination for Attorney General say they're satisfied that Blanche has met their demands by releasing written statements killing a proposed political compensation fund and immunity from IRS audits for the Trump family and others. ABC News Washington Bureau Managing Editor Catherine Falders.
This is a hurdle that he obviously needed to clear. It appears that he will clear it. The hearing is scheduled for tomorrow morning, but then he needs to be confirmed by the full Senate.
Sources telling ABC News that Iran may be linked to cyber attacks against the nation's water systems. Hackers said to have targeted wastewater safety in at least 7 states. ABC News contributor and former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for the Middle East, Mick Mulroy.
Our water treatment facilities are something that are likely have looked at, and they are vulnerable because a lot of our systems that run these operations at these facilities are pre-cyber warfare, quite frankly. So these systems were put in place before that was a consideration. So we should take this as a wake-up call.
Summer vacation ending, advice for parents on getting back into that school year sleep schedule from ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel.
Start 1 to 2 weeks before school starts. Try moving up that bedtime, but for some kids, moving the wake-up time earlier might be even better. You can start in small increments, such as 10 to 15 minutes.
Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments. Just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
The working families of La Una Neighbors District Council of Pennsylvania, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia are proud contributors to all aspects of growth in this great city. The Neighbors District Council provides safe, well-trained, productive workers who enable projects to be done on time and under budget. We appreciate our signatory contractors and their commitment to fairness and equality. Neighbors, we're building a better future today.
Brought to you by the Laborers District Council Licit Fund.
Life doesn't slow down, and planning your financial future can feel overwhelming. That's where Monastra Financial Group comes in. Whether you're preparing for retirement, managing a 401k, or protecting what matters most, their team offers personalized guidance built around you. With a straightforward approach, they help turn complex decisions into clear, confident steps forward. Take control of your financial future today. Text Mike Monastra at 484-471-4879. That's 484-471-4879.
WPHT, HD, WOGL, HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Free speech lives here. The WPHT Afternoon Show.
The workday's dragging, clock's moving slow. Then Philly hears a voice everybody knows.
Thank you for joining me.
Philly swagger, microphone gold. The laughter gets louder with every story told. Traffic in the city, workday almost done. Turn up 12:10, cause here he comes.
We're just getting this party started.
No scripts, no filters, no holding back today. Just keep it real. What does Tony have to say? Turn it up and crank it loud. Hot takes, big laughs. Always feel it proud. It's the afternoon show with Tony Bruno. Turn it on, turn it up, and get ready to go. What you listen is plain to see. Why everyone loves 12
Things are going down today.
Yes, they are. WNBA balls dropping. A lot of things going down. We got Medicare fraud. There's a report, at least, that 9.2 million people, including illegals, do not meet federal requirements to qualify for Obamacare, the Medicaid expansion program, and nearly half of those people are actually enrolled, but they're not eligible for it. So that's the kind of stuff that everybody who's a taxpayer, everybody who doesn't care whether the WNBA puts in men or women, which they should, because women have been fighting for the rights to have their own sports leagues. And now they have the people who are running the league want to bring men in pretending to be women. I mean, that's the problem that people have. Just make it make sense. Right, Robin?
Make it make sense.
That's all I want. Make it make sense.
And there's nothing, and here's the other thing, the push for all of this, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a homosexual or lesbian.
No, absolutely not.
And the fact that we are telling children that
You can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Born in the wrong body and need to ruin their bodies for the rest of their lives is wrong.
Yeah. That's a problem. It's a cult of ideology now. Because a nation, we talk about the 80-20, 80% of the people who say they like it, the other 20% don't. That's pretty much what's going on most of the major issues affecting everybody, not Democrats or Republicans, everybody who lives and breathes air in this world. So maybe even a
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet?
And if they keep this stuff
Do it today at 1210 WPHT.
To say we don't want men playing in the women's league, they'd be afraid because then, the silent majority of these people. But they're not a silent majority.
I know.
They are absolutely killing their own product. They're
makes no
killing
sense.
and listen, they will have their fans that go because although you saw the All-Star game.
Yeah.
High school boys can beat these women.
Yeah.
It's a fact. It's a fact. High school boys beat the U.S. women's soccer team. So I'm not saying men are better than women in all sports, but they're better than women in most sports. I broke it down earlier. So I'm tired of this argument because the WNBA is doing this to themselves. I don't want to talk about the WNBA. Nobody talks about the WNBA except when something stupid happens in the league.
I forget who said it. It's up here somewhere. But somebody was saying that the Venus, the Williams sisters, wouldn't be able to beat even like the 100th or 200th.
But they've already admitted that, Robin.
I know, but that's the point. Like everybody that is actually honest in their own sport recognizes the fact that women are. Even though they're fantastic players, they're the best of the best in their own game, they would not be able to beat a man.
One Truth Seeker, one of my followers on X, and you can follow me on X, Twitter, Tony Bruno, at Tony Bruno Show. Now, do you have an X account, Robin?
I do. It's Miss Robin Says.
Miss Robin says what?
I say a lot.
S-A-Y-S.
I say a lot, and I say it now. I say it loud, and I say it proud.
Well, Truth Seeker says, in order to expose the hypocrisy of these leftists is to have a trans player who is Israeli join the WNBA.
Ooh.
Let's see how inclusive the league is then.
Well, that's
that
a good
is
one.
the best comment of the day.
Yes.
Right? Imagine a trans player who is Israeli and supports Israel gets into the WNBA. Then these women will have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
Who will they rip then? Their heads will be exploding.
It would be like what was the movie when everybody's heads exploded?
Oh, that was
Mars Attacks? Was
No.
What was
This
that?
was
Matt. Who was it? Come on, people.
I was going to guess Mars Attacks as well.
No. There's a lot of movies, but the original one was it's a single word. Single word starts with
I don't know. 91 Sixers was the one that said, Robin, the Williams sisters did play and lose to the
Of course they did, but they admitted it.
204th ranked man.
Of course, because men hit it hard. Now, there are women who hit the ball hard, and they're great players. Women could beat men. There are professional women tennis players who could beat really, really professional men, not the top men.
Not the top.
But
That's
again,
just it.
it's not even a comparable argument. Not even a comparable argument. The problem is the WNBA is hurting themselves with their idiocy.
Yes.
By allowing these people and the women who cover it, many of whom are also gay, because they want to pretend that this is just a little club and nobody else can get into it until we say who gets into it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't play it that way if you're a professional league and you want DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yeah. This is a women's sports league. If you want it to be a women's sports league, don't allow men to play in it.
Exactly.
It's pretty damn simple. Jesus. No, not Scanners. Thank you, Tom Lynch. The movie was called Scanners. That was the first movie that you saw heads explode.
Chris Otto says Kingsman. Did the heads explode in Kingsman
Yeah,
too?
but that was at the end when they remember the first Kingsman movie. They're all in that big grand ballroom, and then like heads start explode. But Scanners was back in like the early '80s. Scanners.
I don't even remember that movie.
Yeah.
Tony, you mentioned it a little bit before. I think we still have time. You mentioned Mamdani.
Yes.
And his grocery stores.
Should we play the tape of that? Because
I do believe we should.
Now, over the weekend, we had these people going door to door in apartment buildings, pretending that they cared about the tenants in the overpriced New York apartments. And we talked about that a little bit on Friday. These people are basically recruiting DSA people. They're Democratic Socialists of America going door to door under the guise that they're just trying to get people interested in voting,
right,
when in fact they're worrying about tenants. And the tenants, it's funny, when they go to the doors, the tenants are talking about how there's roaches and rats in the buildings, while Mamdani thinks that this is going to be a good way to be in touch with the people who live in these apartments that cost them $5,000 a month for a one-bedroom crap hole.
Here's a little interesting tidbit because...
Is this breaking news?
No. What's her name?
It's breaking news, Robin.
Z Wong, I think is her name. Who is a very outspoken anti-communist. She came from communist China, right?
Yeah.
So she said that during Mao, who took over China and killed over, how many, like 9 million or even more people. She said that Mao did exactly this, where they sent out door-to-door people to talk about what they needed. Well, what it was to find out who were the landlords, and once they found who the landlords were, those landlords ended up being on a death list. So they killed all the landlords and then took over the apartments and the houses and everything, and that's how come the Communist Chinese Party under Mao was able to get rid and immediately seize all this property. Interestingly enough, the couple that we see, the two women that we see going door to door, one of them happens to be Mamdani's housing czar, whatever her title is. And she's the one that has publicly stated that she wants to seize all property.
Of course. And it's all the guys, because the people who voted for this guy in New York now realize that they shouldn't have voted for it, but he was a smooth talker and he's a commie. But the bottom line is this. It's even worse. Now, so the whole thing, remember, free trains and everything's free. And now all of a sudden, those groceries. So this is the latest, because I think he said it this morning, or he may have said it yesterday. So Mamdani, we have the cut, right?
I believe it's cut 8, right?
This is cut 8. This is Zoran Mamdani. And notice in this cut that he turns over the press conference to he doesn't want to be the one who says it on tape so they can go back and say, but you said it was going to be free. Let's go to, this is Mamdani on, oh, by the way, when you come into those New York grocery stores that will be running and charging you 30% less than in other grocery stores, which should be against the law, you need an ID to get in. Let's go to the tape.
This plays. This is going to play in elections. Free stuff plays in an election, whether it's a bus or discounts.
It may play on, look, when people first go to these stores and they first open and the shelves are full, the people will be delighted. And then over time, what's going to happen is that the store shelves will be empty and it's going to be incompetently run. And there's going to be a lot of complaints about it. And then all the free market stores are going to have to compete with this. And then they may get put out of business. And so.
And then you have no choice.
Then
you have to go to the state-sponsored one. And then they raise the price.
And it is ironic that they're going to be checking ID to make sure people aren't coming over from Jersey. But if you want to come over illegally from any country in the world, well, that's just fine.
They found a use for ID. By the way, after you get your groceries, you have to hide your ID to go vote. You don't shred your ID when you go vote after you pick up your milk. They found a use for ID.
So that's the guys on the All In podcast responding to the Mamdani thing. But I don't know whether is that the cut. I want the cut of him at the podium, and then he turns the news conference over to some woman who then explains to you that, oh, by the way, you're going to need an ID to get into our grocery store. Let's play that cut now.
How are you going to keep people from taking advantage of that, that deal, basically? And is there going to be a limit on the number of items that someone can take that are discounted at that level from that essential basket?
So our RFP makes very clear that this is a program for New Yorkers to be able to put food on the table, not a program for people to be able to make a quick buck through reselling. I'm going to pass it over to our EDC head, G-Pack, to add some additional details.
There you go. There she comes.
Yes, if you look at our RFP for the operator, we are looking to make sure that we target New Yorkers, whether it be at sort of a library card-esque thing, and also we manage who's buying, and that is focused on everyday New Yorkers. So we are mindful of that, and so we're going to make sure that we have all the things in place to ensure that that does not happen.
Oh, a library, because everybody in New York has a library card.
Now,
library card?
I have a question. No, she said library card-esque, so it's going to be
No, they say library cards or any form of ID.
Right, but I have a question.
I have a library card and you have a library card.
I have a question, Tony Bruno.
Yes. Is it sexist or is it racist for people who can't get an library card or an ID or a social security card or a driver's license or a passport?
What about a married woman? What if you're a married woman and you can't figure out how to get a card with your new last name? And then are you going to be sent away? You're not going to be able to do the groceries for your family. Oh, it's just...
How are these people in New York who are struggling on $150,000 salaries to afford a one-bedroom hovel somewhere in a rat-infested neighborhood in New York, in a bad neighborhood, to go and get the ID now to get into the grocery store? Wow.
Tuna Fang says everyone gets a wrist tattoo.
You get a wrist tattoo, and I want a tramp stamp. I'm the only person that I know that doesn't have it. Robin has, every woman that I know has tattoos. And you know what they say about women with tattoos?
What did they say?
I'll leave it up to your imagination. Especially tramp stamps, Robin. Why did you get your tramp stamp? I know we're revealing private information here.
I got the tattoo in that particular location.
When you were drunk in Las Vegas, right?
Not at all. I designed my own tattoo. I wanted it for a long, long time. And then I realized, because I'd had children, that there were certain parts of my body that stretched in areas that I did not want it to stretch. And so I was like, what is the one location on my body that did not change?
Yeah. That's what they all say.
And it was right above my butt. My butt, like that tramp area didn't have stretch marks, didn't change. So I'm like,
wait, is it called the actual tramp area? Now, if you know, when you see the diagrams of like cows and beef, and this is the loin, and this is the prime rib. Does it say on a woman's body now when you do
this is the tramp area?
This is the tramp area.
Is that the tramp cut? The tramp cut?
Where now, Robin's Fat says eat at Joe's. No, are those Joe's Crab Shacks? Aren't they all going out of business? Remember those? They were everywhere. Joe's Crab Shacks.
They were good. I actually like Joe's Crab Shack.
I remember John Gentili's fabulous seafood shanty on the Roosevelt Boulevard, Robin.
But that's the only reason I got it there. It wasn't because I wanted to be able to show it above my underwear or anything like that, like a lot of women who get them there. It was for no other reason other than it's the only part of my skin that didn't stretch after babies. So really, really hot, sexy.
Rosalie Hahn says, that's why my tattoos are right above my ankles.
Well, and I didn't see, because I still wanted to be able to hide it. I didn't want to be wearing flip-flops.
Have you, anytime you watch a movie or TV show, every woman, it seems, has to have a tattoo right here on you, right? Tattoo right here. I remember the era when guys were getting tattoos because they came back in the military, and they had the the real dark ink ones. It was Navy, Mom, and all the other things.
Anchor
And then we had an era where people, women and men, were getting tattoos, and it was cool. And then we went through that era for about 10 years where tattoo removal was a big deal. Remember that?
Well, I think it still is kind of a tattoo removal.
No, I don't think, Robin, more people are getting tattoos now than ever before.
I think it's the people who got tattoos like 20, 30 years ago who are still getting it removed now.
No,
But
the new
people
ones are all over wrist. Every
I know.
actress, every person you see.
I
And
know.
again, I don't care.
There's nothing wrong with
I
it.
don't care if you want to get ink on your body. I'm not telling people what to do. It's your body, my choice. But every woman now has a tattoo on their fingers. I went to Joe Gentile's and straight up the HUD to the motel on the boulevard. You're absolutely right, Deborah. I will not deny that.
Oh, Matt, cut 27, which has been remixed, so it should be good now.
Yep.
Which cut
it
is this
in
now?
Mono now instead of that annoying stereo, so we should be good.
Which cut is this now?
This was the one that we.
It's
was,
the news report from the
news
shooting.
report.
Jordan Salinas? Jordan Salinas?
So
Okay.
let's play that since we weren't able to get the full effect before. This is regarding the shooter in Twin Falls in Idaho.
He's the man seen in this video, returning fire as a gunman carried out a shooting rampage outside an In-N-Out restaurant in Twin Falls, Idaho.
Everybody's running.
35-year-old Jordan Salinas tells the Idaho Statesman he had just pulled into the parking lot when he heard gunfire. He says he drew his semi-automatic pistol and saw the suspect lift a rifle to his shoulder and fire toward cars. That's when Salinas began firing. Police say an off-duty policeman at the scene also returned fire.
These people are true heroes in our community, and their actions diverted the shooter and no doubt saved many lives.
Police say the shooter, identified as 24-year-old Chad Williams, killed 3 people and injured 7 others before taking his own life.
Call the police.
What's happening? What's happening?
What happened?
What's happening?
Lindsay Tangai heard the shots.
It was just mass chaos. The attention was everybody running from in and out.
She found several victims, including her friend Terry Dudley, a taxi driver who was shot in his car.
And so I walked over and Terry was in his front seat, still conscious at the moment, but not really able to communicate.
That In-N-Out opened just days ago, drawing massive crowds. The company says one of its employees is among the dead, saying the shooter took the precious lives of our associate and customers, innocent people who never saw it coming.
Police have not yet revealed a possible motive for the shooting. Hannah Batop, ABC News, New York.
So the report from New York, this is a network. This was the biggest story of the weekend.
Yeah.
Because, we see, unfortunately, all these random shootings, and we don't know what the reasons are until we find out. But this stuff is happening all the time. That's why a good guy with a gun being around stopped it. And then there were police arrived. But that guy, Salinas, you could see, that was a pistol. That wasn't
It was
automatic
a 57
weapon.
Magnum.
It was?
Yeah.
But it had a really long barrel on it. It's not the length, as they say, Robin. It's the width.
It worked, and we are thankful to him for being able to stop somebody that it was obviously mentally deranged. I think our biggest problem, we don't have a gun problem. We have a mental illness problem in this country.
Of course.
And that becomes clear
Jordan
every
Fang
time.
says they need a bigger gun-free zone sign there. If that guy who was a military hero was not there with his gun, how many more people would have died?
Mm-hmm.
Because let's remember, on a weekend afternoon, nobody's thinking, I don't want to go to In-N-Out. It just opened, and we didn't have one in Idaho. I guarantee you, wherever they open In-N-Out burgers all over this country, most of them are on the West Coast, as we mentioned earlier. People will go there because they're a different kind of store. Their customers are all happy. Their employees are happy. It's sort of like Chick-fil-A.
And if you
great
do,
customer
and you've never
service.
been, just as a little quick side note,
Animal
get it animal style.
Order it animal style. That's not where they put a tramp stamp on you after you leave and go through the. Yeah, it was a silencer. It was a long silencer on it. That's why they're not that long, Robin.
I mean, I wasn't saying they
No,
were
his
any others,
pistol.
yeah.
It was a pistol, but you could tell he was a pro the way he was holding it. You know what I'm saying? It did. It had a silencer on it.
But he is an absolute hero, and I think that's the thing is, and here somebody else said, Rosalie Hahn, I'm guessing the shooter has a history of mental illness. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, we don't know
Rosalie.
now because he's dead.
Right,
I
but
don't know if he left any kind of.
We don't know yet. I'm
But
sure.
as I
that,
mentioned, the biggest problem is there's another guy in the same town with the same last name,
Chad
and now
Williams.
he's worried. Chad Williams, which is probably it's like Anthony Bruno. It's a pretty common name in all cities, especially if you're in an Italian area. How many Anthony Brunos are just in Philly? Probably like 50 of them, and none of them are related. 855-839-1210. Let's take a break. We're going to come back. The great Scott Pressler at the top of the hour, 5 o'clock hour. We'll have a drinking in Memphis. We still have to give you that one. And we also have to have we told you about Rosie O'Donnell. In case you missed it, this actually was one of the big stories. More reasons for the FCC to take away ABC's license. Because remember, they count The View as a news program because it's part of ABC News. And now you're going to add Rosie O'Donnell to that group of whack jobs and still refer to it as a news program? I mean, she of all of those broads is the most delusional TDS victim on the planet surface, bar none.
Can you even imagine Rosie, Whoopi, and Oh Joy all on one show together?
Don't forget Sonny Hostin.
Oh, yeah, no, let's not forget her either.
I try to because I never watched. I watched that show because the clips of it are best. That's how you enjoy these shows. Even the Sunday morning shows. Just wait for the clips. You don't have to waste your time on a Sunday morning opening up a paper that nobody gets anymore, which we used to do on Sunday mornings and then put on Meet the Press. Nobody does that anymore. We don't have time for it, and you shouldn't either. 855-839-1210. It's Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, the afternoon show on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
And now, Babbel proudly presents The Cat Chat.
Bonjour, monsieur. Yes, hi. I'm staying in room 22, and I was wondering if there was anyone I could chat with about my sheets. They seem to be making me just really itchy. Pardon, vous avez dit chat? Yeah, it's not a big deal. I just want to chat with maybe like the cleaning service, see which detergent they use. Just a chat. Chat. Please, I'm so itchy. Un instant, s'il vous plaît. Mathis, j'ai un client qui demande un chat. Oh, my goodness. I thank you. It's just a chat, really just a...
Voila.
What?
Sir, you requested a cat to scratch you.
Traveling mistakes can really be absurd. Learn to speak like the locals with Babbel, and no one will mistake your chat for a cat.
Sir, please. Your cat.
Get up to 50% off on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to get up to 50% off. Babbel.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Amazon plans to ramp up its satellite system as it looks to take on Starlink. Amazon Leo will deploy more than 5,000 low Earth orbit satellites starting in 2028 to deliver voice, data messaging, and emergency services to smartphones and mobile devices. SpaceX-owned Starlink has nearly 11,000 low Earth orbit satellites compared to Amazon Leo with around 400. I'm Jason Brooks.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
Now back to the Piazza Auto Group studios. Experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. This is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Uh-oh. You know what that makes me do, Robin?
Uh-oh. It's time for the drumsticks.
Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., guess who just left the White House, Robin?
Who
no,
left?
not Trump. Scott Presler just tweeted
Yes, I
a
know.
photo of him just leaving. And you know the first place he's going to after he leaves the White House grounds?
Right here on WPHT.
The afternoon show. We will have live, local, and late-breaking coverage from Washington, D.C., where Scott Presler, who has been absolutely killing it all over the country, not just in Philadelphia or Baltimore, Washington. He's bringing the Democratic Party to heel as he continues to expose the voter problems that are occurring in many states in this great nation, including New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland. Every city, every state seems to have problems with voting machines or counting ballots or giving out ballots. I mean, this is 2026.
Now, most of you know what Scott Presler looks like with the long, beautiful hair.
He's got longer hair than you, and he does have beautiful hair, Robin.
But the last time I texted him, I said, because of something that he said, he tweeted out, I said, I hope that the next time I see you, you have short hair. Because Scott Presler announced that not if, but when we finally get the Save America Act passed, that he is going to cut his hair short.
How short?
Like a regular shortcut. And he wrote back to me, he goes, I do too, Robin. I do too.
We will ask him live, and we will get the actual confirmation. You're not getting this anywhere else. You're not getting this on Fox, MSNBC, Jake Strapper on CNN, or any of these shows. You're getting it right here at 5 o'clock on the afternoon show.
And I can tell him where he can donate his hair to when that time happens. We have Jim in Haddonfield on line 1.
Let's go to Jim in Haddonfield. Jim, what's going on? Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. I don't know if you saw Trump's news conference today or not, but
no,
my
I
real
only allow
question
myself to watch one a week. I saw the Camp David thing, and then I tuned out all the news the rest of the weekend.
Well, my question to you is, do you or Robin have any insight as to when Jeanine Pirro is going to be going back to Fox News?
I don't know if she is or not. We know that Dan Bongino, he didn't even go back to Fox News. He went back to his own private company because he didn't need Fox News. And Rumble. And he hired Scott Presler, Sean Farish as one of his hosts. So he's doing fine. But I don't think Jeanine Pirro is going to be. Trump took a shot at her. I heard the cut because of the because she didn't do something about something. She left. So I forget what the actual context was because my head was exploding this weekend just thinking about cleaning out my garage.
But I mean, I think Trump does get frustrated with any judges who are unable to do something fast enough, and I think Jeanine Pirro, just like any judge who wants to be able to help the nation, a lot of times their hands are tied. Like they can't do stuff as fast as they would like to, or there are certain laws that you just, you can't run over them.
It's like if you run a company and you have employees that you brought in because you thought they were going to do a good job, and then you think they're not doing a good job. A lot of those people get fired, except in Congress.
Yeah.
People in Congress don't get fired. People who steal billions of dollars from the government don't get fired.
So apparently Trump is mad. Do you have more information? So Trump apparently is mad that charges are being dropped against the accused regarding the reflecting pool.
Oh yeah, the guy who was an Olympic guy like 30, 40 years ago, because Trump claimed that somebody cut it with a knife.
Right, which we know it was definitely cut, but apparently this particular guy who we all thought that he was on camera or something, but maybe there was something extenuating circumstances.
No, they couldn't find it. They couldn't find definitive proof that he did it. And so they let him go.
And here's
what do you
the
want
thing.
him? I don't want the guy hanged. I wanted him embarrassed.
Here in the United States, if you can't prove somebody's guilt, then they don't get convicted. I mean, that's the way it is.
But she such a good job out of her because she debunked that this guy didn't cut the thing.
Right.
That's what a prosecutor's supposed to do. Except if you're a rogue judge and you determine that everything Trump does is unconstitutional and don't have to prove anything.
Yeah.
These rogue judges, they're the ones who should be taken out of office.
So, Jim, to answer your question, I don't know when Jeanine Pirro is going to come back to Fox News. I doubt if she will come back during her term.
She doesn't need to go back to Fox News.
We'll see. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. That's for sure.
He's not going to fire her. Just a little warning shot across the bow or across the tramp stamp if she has one. You know what I'm saying?
And the reporter, so actually here, so in the clip, a reporter asked Trump regarding what happened, and Trump responded with, "I guess she choked. I don't know what the hell happened." And the reporter says, "Are you reconsidering her role?" And Trump says, "You're fake news. Don't ever talk again."
Do we have that cut?
Yeah, we have
I don't know if we have it. Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
want to
do.
hear Trump say fake news again. I haven't heard that in a while. Let's go to that tape, please.
To Jeanine. And frankly, I think she choked because the judge was really vicious. Instead of going after the people that did it, the judge went after her and went after her department. And I guess she choked. I don't know what the hell happened.
Are you reconsidering her role?
I don't know what you don't. You're fake news. Don't ever talk again. You're fake news. One of the worst in the business. Fortunately, nobody watches you. But
gotta
Well,
be
there.
Let's say it could be
There you
CNN
go.
or MSNBC.
Jim in Haddonfield, there's your answer. There's your answer. I think Janine's staying. Oh, that's good.
And of course, all the Trump haters, but 91.6 Bryn Mawr Bill. You can hate Trump. I don't care. Hate him all you want. Hate him 24/7, 365 days a year.
Now, Jenny, we already talked about it a little bit earlier. We never played the clip of Dana Perino reporting on
It's not her report. She had a guy on her show, which is that morning show that Rich Zioli goes on a lot.
Right. And
the other guy it looks like he's still a teenager. He's like, there's a couple of these guys like Dick Clark, who never aged. And
that
then
just look young forever.
Yeah, guys who just look forever young.
Well,
and then it's the guy that's on with her. Who's the guy that's on with Dana Perino? She folded like an umbrella, Trump said.
So cut 14 is Dana Perino is reporting on the California Obamacare fraud. And this is huge.
And then she brings in somebody because the show is called, I don't know what the hell it's called. I'm not up at that time of the day.
But let's play cut number 14 because this is huge.
Absolutely it is. Well, it's somebody reporting that this is happening.
Yeah.
It's not confirmed, and it's a guy who used to work for Trump. So take with that whatever you're with. But I'm sure there's documentation because fraud is happening, even though many of these people in government refuse to acknowledge it exists. Let's go to the tape.
A nonprofit health policy research group finds that 9.2 million adults, that's nearly half of those enrolled in Obamacare Medicaid expansion program, do not even meet the federal requirements to qualify. How did this happen and how do we know? Connor Hansen live on Capitol Hill with more. Hi, Connor. Good morning.
Hi, Dana. Good morning. Well, this study says some of those people actually make too much money to qualify for this Medicaid expansion program, and others are getting these benefits even though they're here in the country illegally. Now, this study was put together by the Paragon Health Institute, which is run by a former advisor to President Trump. He's alleging widespread fraud here. He says more than 9 million people, as you mentioned, close to half of those using the Medicaid expansion program under Obamacare should not qualify. The report given to Fox Business ahead of a hearing here on Capitol Hill says pandemic-era policies supercharged the issue.
We compared Medicaid expansion enrollment by state to the total number of people who would be eligible for that coverage, have income below those thresholds by state, and found a massive problem.
According to the study, fraud in the program costs taxpayers $32 billion each year, and people who really do need regular Medicaid could be paying the price the most. The study says New York and California have some of the biggest problems, claiming up to 62% of people enrolled in California are not eligible, and the states might not even be incentivized to fix the issue.
California actually gets 9 times more funding for an expansion enrollee than a traditional enrollee. That is perverse. The federal government is effectively discriminating against the most vulnerable.
And Brian Blades, who you just heard from, will be here on Capitol Hill tomorrow testifying to the Senate Budget Committee. He told me one of his recommendations will be to have stronger verification for anybody trying to enroll in Medicaid. Dana?
Sounds like something that's needed. Connor,
No,
thank
there
you.
you have it. So that's the story. And listen, that should piss you off. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican or anything. Well, people are stealing our money. That's what I care about. Everybody, oh, what about the prices of everything? We all have to pay the prices. I can't fix it. You know, you people have agendas. I don't have an agenda. My agenda is to get facts and then look at them.
And here,
I can rip Trump every 10 seconds. What is that going to accomplish?
May I quickly just interject saying that I don't necessarily blame all the people that are taking advantage of the Obamacare thing, because there are not a lot of options out there for families and individuals who need health care who are not able to get it through their work, because all of Obamacare got rid of insurance through work.
Exactly.
For the most part. So yes,
it's like the same people who don't want to quit or are praising Fauci.
And here-
Fauci is a mass murderer. It's a fact he's a mass murderer, and he's going to get away with it. That's what pisses me off.
Right.
People taking billions of dollars of our tax dollars fraudulently while we have to work for anything we get. That pisses me off. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about Trump. I couldn't do anything about Biden just saying don't, and all the other idiots who run this country into the ground. So don't come at me and all this other stuff.
Well, and the problem also is that because Obamacare sets the prices now, because they are the largest insurance provider in the nation.
And that's why all of these deadbeat Democratic socialists want Medicare for all.
I know.
Because as a Medicare recipient, which I earned after working 60 years of my life and paying into it, I earned it. I'm getting, it's just like Social Security.
pricing-
You don't get Social Security if they didn't take it out of your paycheck, and Social Security sucks, but I earned it, so I'm going to take it every month.
Yes, but the pricing is the problem. Obamacare, the actual, just take me as an example. When I was on it, I qualified for a short period of time under Obamacare to get it cut down. And I was paying like $150 a month. When I didn't qualify anymore, that same exact coverage was going to go up to $1,800 a month. Who can afford that? And out there, the marketplace, not the Obamacare marketplace, but any other type of insurance, yes, it's still there. It's less than $1,800 a month, but it's still super expensive. It is not like it used to be because there are just not as many of them. And that is the problem that we're having. Obamacare caused this issue, and it's been the worst thing for individuals and families since it came out.
Bryn Mawr Builders asks, will Tony discuss our new national debt record hitting $40 trillion? Yeah, I'm going to put a clock up on the TV like we did with Dr. Fauci and the COVID. We should have a clock running on the national debt. Who cares about? Nobody cares about the national debt. Why should you care about it?
Well, we care, but
It's never going to go down.
Yeah, it's not
because
the
the government
of everybody's
spends
mind.
not only does the government spend too much money on crap, they throw away money on crap because people steal it. They find ways to steal government money. That should piss you off more than anything. I can't control beef prices. Now, if I could have a cow in the backyard, I'd have it. I have chickens. If I buy the lot next door, I'm going to raise my own cattle, my own chickens, my own crops. I raise my own herbs right now. I have no problem. I got solar panels. I can go off grid and say screw everybody. But I'm not that kind of guy, Robin. We got to take a break. 855-839-1210 is the number. We will tell you about if you're planning on going to Memphis anytime soon, you better have a damn ID to get into a restaurant. And you better be at least 30 years old. That's coming up next. How about that on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT?
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. If you're like me, dental visits meant cleanings twice a year until suddenly they didn't. As teeth age and wear down, small issues can become complex problems. That's where expertise matters most. At Bentz Dental Group, board-certified prosthodontist Dr. Robert Bentz and Dr. Emily Bentz specialize in advanced and complex dental care. They deliver precise diagnosis and customized treatment plans designed for your long-term health. Call 610-272-6949 or visit BentzDentalGroup.com.
Hit the road this season to watch the Birds. Book your road trip with Fans of Philly. Trips are available now for Nashville, Arizona, Chicago, and London. Travel in style with transportation, a pregame party, and game tickets to enjoy the Birds on the road this season with Fans of Philly. The official travel partner of 94 WIP and the Eagles Radio Network. Book now at fansofphilly.com. That's fans with a PH of Philly.com.
You're invited to the Invitation to Lexus Summer Sales Event at Lexus of Cherry Hill. Discover more than an exceptionally crafted vehicle. Experience everything a Lexus makes you feel, from exhilarating performance to inspiring electrification. Explore the redesigned 2026 Lexus IS and the all-new Lexus ES, available in hybrid and electric. Visit the family-owned, veteran-owned, 8-time J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. Lexus of Cherry Hill. For J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence information, visit jdpower.com.
When you go on vacation, does it make sense to have someone else pack for you? Of course not. The same can be said for your retirement. Your 401k could be packed with things you don't know about or even need. If you're close to retirement but don't have a plan customized to your goals, that's kind of like taking a 30-year vacation with no idea what's in your suitcase. Seems like a stressful way to start what should be a relaxing time. Jim Cipriotti and the Retire Ready Financial Group can help you unpack your savings and build a plan to help reduce future taxes, along with a clearly defined income strategy. Call Jim at 610-894-7415 for your complimentary retirement game plan, or visit retirereadyfg.com. That's 610-894-7415.
Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
In Philadelphia, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 80 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Philadelphia. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks, like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 267-223-7162 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. Call 267-223-7162 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 267-223-7162 for fast, easy, and affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 267-223-7162.
Pet parents, there are many sources to buy your pet food these days, but at Dogs and Cats Rule, we take special care in selecting our brands based on quality of ingredients, company transparency, and science-based nutrition. Coming into a Dogs and Cats Rule store with a dietary issue, we can help select the proper food. The best part of the visit is the shopping experience. That's Dogs and Cats Rule with 7 locations. For information online, visit dogsandcatsrule.pet. Dogs and Cats Rule. Shop small, shop local, shop family.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Wild horses. I prefer my tame. 855-839-1210. We'll have Scott Pressler at the top of the hour in Washington, D.C., and he's keeping track of all the slime ball Republicans who want to go home for their August recess instead of voting on not just the Save America Act, but other things.
He's turning up the heat, and he's already gotten, I don't know what it's up to. The last time I checked, it was like 8 Republicans who have said that they will stand and not vote for recess. I think it's awesome.
He's doing a great job.
He's amazing.
And so we'll have him on to give us the latest on that, and also the cooking of the books on the voting rolls in all these states. That's what, because I'm a voter. Anybody who votes wants to make sure, like Florida, where we live now, this was the worst state in America for voting. Not that long ago.
Remember those hanging chads?
Yeah, that was the Al Gore election where the greatest thing that happened to Al Gore in that election is he lost, because this way he got to make billions of dollars pushing his climate change scam. He never would have made that as president.
Not only that, because after he lost, he was able to claim that he was a victim of Florida defrauding him from the presidency.
And it went all the way to the Supreme Court. And he finally admitted that he lost the election. You know, because the one thing about and I was a lifelong Democrat, so I know what it's like to, and I'm not really a hardcore Republican. Like our mayor here in Cape Pearl's a Republican. I'm going to vote him out. I don't care about your political party. If you're not doing the job that I'm paying my taxes for you to do, you're out. That's how you work. That's the power you have. You're not going to lower the national debt, all this other fakakta stuff that people think that you can do.
Agreed.
I know these people on the chat stream are trying to, get me pissed off, but they better not. No, I'm not pissed off. I'm not pissed off at all.
Now, speaking of somebody that is still pissed off, we can do a very quick phone call, Sal. I know that you've been holding
Sal on the line?
Sal from South Jersey, who says he's still mad about Fauci, but you got to make it short because we got to cut so that we can go to Scott Pressler at the top of the hour.
Sal, do you hate Fauci as much as I do because he destroyed my life, my family, and my children, my grandchildren, and everything else? Or are you an apologist like all these other idiots who think he's some deity?
No way, Tone. He should have been. He should have been. Whatever. The worst crime the guy ever seen got away with murder. And the other guy, Mayorkas too. Another guy got away with everything. And I just want to say real fast, Tone. How come all these judges? Trump tries to do everything good. Tariffs, all these things. These local judges have the power to shut the president down. It's awful. Awful.
You're absolutely right. And here's the thing. Whenever Trump gets shut down by the court, the Supreme Court, or he doesn't go out there and cry, he just appeals it. But these judges can go out and usurp the power of the and the Supreme Court.
Yes.
That's the problem that I have. There's a pecking order in the court system in this country. And you can go out and judge. You should not be able to judge shop to find somebody who hates the president in power right now and stops him from doing his job.
And you're right, Tony. And I'm on Social Security real fast, and all the money you said they stole in Minnesota, what a disgrace. Nothing happened to nobody.
No, absolutely. And these people are criminals from other countries. They're not stealing it, they're sending it to Somalia. They're stealing billions of dollars and sending it to Somalia. That should angry.
You're right, Tony. Have a great day. Thanks for taking my call, you guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Nice rug, Tony. Better than Geronimo and Rich Cannolis? What?
Rug? What rug are you?
I don't have a rug.
What are you guys watching?
You're looking at the carpet? They do match the drapes, though.
Well, I do, but We're not
Now,
going
the
there.
Seabot guy, is he the guy that people are claiming is one of the producers of the weekend show?
I don't know.
Let's go to our guys in the studio right
what
now.
I would really love is I would love to go to a remote and meet everybody so that, because like I only know people by their handles, and I would love to be
I
able
met
to put,
Matt DeSantis and all those guys. I know
Well,
all the
that's
guys in the
true.
studio,
You
Robin.
did. I have not yet.
Who says you're going to in the future, Robin?
Don't know. I'm just about
You keep giving me that. You keep giving me this attitude.
I will have to watch my P's and Q's.
This is an outrage.
It is an
Yes.
outrage. I'm not getting any respect.
Well, hopefully I get to meet them someday.
Cbot72 says, I've produced with y'all. So he is an insider and an insurgent, and he must be hunted down like a rabid dog.
We want to. You want to dox Cbot?
I want to dox him.
Dox him.
Not at dockside, because I'm not in the city right
Well,
now.
somebody that doesn't need to be doxed is going to be on with us after we come back from the break in the 5 o'clock hour. We're excited to have
Which
him
is
back
2
on.
minutes away, Robin.
Yes, I know.
That's right. Scott Presser is going to join us the very latest in Washington, D.C., here exclusively on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Summer's winding down, and now's the perfect time to get your home organized before fall arrives. Whether it's the master closet, garage, pantry, home office, or mudroom, Closet Factory Philadelphia designs custom storage solutions built around the way you live. A more organized home means less clutter, less stress, and more time enjoying what matters most. This August, make organization your next home improvement project. Visit closetfactory.com today and schedule your free in-home design consultation. Closet Factory Philadelphia, custom organization designed for your life.
Hi, this is Larry Steinhaus, and I want to let you know that I buy houses. I buy houses from people that may be a tired landlord, maybe somebody who's having trouble selling their house, or maybe someone who needs to sell their house quickly. Well, all you need to do is call 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137, and I promise to answer the phone and help you with your situation. That's right, your house may be cluttered. It may be a house that a relative left you, or it may just be a house you just want to get rid of. 855-939-1137.
Celebrate the legendary voice of the birds, Merrill Reese, at Merrill Live. An unforgettable evening of stories, memories, and behind-the-scenes moments with Merrill Reese and special appearances from some of your favorite players and more. Merrill Live at the Scottish Rite Auditorium, Tuesday, September 15th. Get your tickets now at 94WIP.com. Presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. And Impriano Roofing and Siding. The best homes have an Impriano roof.
Hey Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
WPHT, WPHT, HD, WOGL, HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Now, The Drive at 5. 30 minutes of nonstop talk from Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
The workday's dragging, clock's moving slow. Then Philly hears a voice everybody knows. South Philly swagger, microphone gold. The stories get louder with every story told. Traffic in the city, workday almost done. Turn up 1210, 'cause here he comes. No scripts, no filters, no holding back today. Just keep it real. What does Tony have to say? Turn it up and crank it loud. Hot takes, big laughs, always feeling proud. It's the afternoon show with Tony Bruno. Turn it on, turn it up, and get ready to go. Right here on 1210 WPHT. Tony Bruno's back.
Thank you. It is the 5 o'clock hour, the Drive at 5, which I said was still alive and well on Friday. And I was told that it's no longer the Drive at 5. So I reinstituted it, and here it is, back again. You talk the talk, and then you walk the walk. Am I right, Matt DeSantis?
You brought it back single-handedly. It was dead and gone, and Tony Bruno said, now wait a minute. I like the Drive at 5, and now here we are.
Exactly right. Speaking of the Drive at 5, do we have the man of the hour?
We do. He is ready to go.
Wow. He said 5 o'clock, and he's there. He was just in the White House.
He's punctual.
Yes, he is. And he's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear him a lot on the Dom Show. He's a regular here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, and he's a hero. He's been a hero since I had the basement in South Philly back in the day, and he was cleaning the streets in Philly, and we had his people on to talk about him, and he is now exploding. He's probably the most powerful guy in the Republican Party right now, trying to take care of voter scams.
Well, he's the hardest working guy.
Well, I know he is, but
for sure.
But he's working for the Republicans in
Yes.
Pennsylvania. That's not why I love him. He's trying to get justice, and he's doing it every second of every day. We're talking about the great Scott Presler. Scott, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thank you. What an honor to be here.
Now, even Robin was talking about your hair, because Robin has hair almost as long as yours.
Well, it used to be. I've recently got it cut, but the last time I corresponded with Scott, I told him, because of something that he posted, I said, you know what, Scott? I hope that you get to cut your hair soon, because you posted, Scott, that you were going to cut it when, not if, when the Save America Act is passed.
And we're going to find out this week whether or not the Senate is going to continue working on things like a continuing resolution to keep our government open, and whether or not they will be able to pass the country-saving legislation. So I hate to say it, but I hope I have to cut my hair, which means the Save America Act would pass.
I'm with you. Now, how short are you going to cut it, though? Like when you short.
I haven't gone that far. I said I would cut it. I didn't say how long I would cut
You're not
it.
going to shave it like I did. See, I shaved it because I was going bald, but you have beautiful hair, so you're not going to have to shave that off.
Well, how about this? How about this, Scott? How about you cut it at least 10 inches, because you need 10 inches to donate it to a worthy cause for like children's wigs or something like that. So if you're going to cut it, you need to cut it at least 10 inches.
I think that's a wonderful suggestion.
Okay.
All right, one thing you are cutting, though, is the nonsense on the voter rolls in Pennsylvania. Well, you know, I'm no big fan of Josh Shapiro. I don't live in Pennsylvania anymore. I can't vote for him or against him. But I think the fact that this guy still thinks all he does every day, and again, he can do it. He's the governor of Pennsylvania, but he's running for president. And then he's always out there, I'm going to sue Trump again for this and that, all while he is doing he lies. He's pro-abortion. That's fine. But don't call it reproductive health care. Abortion is not reproductive health care, and trans operations are not gender-affirming health care. Those are the kinds of things that bother me because he doesn't have a spine, and all he has is Trump hate and suing nuns and suing these other people in Pennsylvania, and he's a phony. But that's just my opinion. You could vote for him if you want. I'm not, and I can't, and thankfully I don't.
I was just at the York State Fair the entire weekend, shaking hands, registering voters out there with my team, and people would come straight up and just say how disappointed they are in Shapiro when they're going to come out and vote for Stacey Garrity. And it really is unfortunate. Yeah, he doesn't care about the governorship. He doesn't care about the Commonwealth. He's more concerned about Pennsylvania Avenue than the Commonwealth. And I'll tell you, it's really, furthermore, if I were ever to run for president, if I were in his shoes, I'd be talking about two things. I'd be talking about school choice to make sure that our kids are getting the best and brightest education and that parents get to choose where to send their kids. And I'd be talking about abolishing property taxes. The best way to get out of poverty is home ownership and an education. And Shapiro is against school choice. We have put it in the legislature for him to sign it, and he wouldn't do it. And he won't cut our taxes. In fact, he's raising our taxes. So, as he aspires to be the next president, I really think he's losing sight of what that means. But I do have some breaking news I would like to share with you, if I may.
Absolutely. You just left the White House complex just about an hour ago. So this is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Preston, take it away.
So every Monday, we get voter registration data for the Commonwealth. And of course, while Democrats have been gaining some, as they usually do after a presidential election in midterms, we just completely erased all the work that the Democrats have done in the last 2 years. And last week, there was a voter registration advantage for the Democrats of 56,006 active voters, 56,006 active D-R in Pennsylvania across all 67 counties. Well, today, I'm pleased to report to you that for the first time in modern history, it is the lowest Democrat advantage in Pennsylvania, and that has been narrowed to 25,811. Now, that may not mean a lot of things to a lot of people, but I want to remind the listener at home that when President Obama was first elected in 2008, that number was in the over 1 million. And here we are in 2026, 25,811 active voters from flipping the Commonwealth to a plurality of registered Republicans. That's an earthquake.
Yep.
That is amazing. And I have to hand it to you, Scott. I mean, you are the one that has been on the ground fighting for this, fighting for Pennsylvania. It's amazing what you have done. I know there's other people involved as well. I'm not giving you all the credit, but you're the one that spearheaded this. And I know that you have been teaching other people to do this in other states. Are they having as much success doing this as well?
Well, I'd argue the midterms, we are in a better shape to win this year than we were in 2018. And part of the reason is because of voter registration. In Arizona, our numbers have skyrocketed since the last midterm election. I think we're like at 100,000 more than we were. In Nevada, we recently took the plurality of registered Republicans. And Nevada has been a Democrat state for so long. And Florida, the Democrats are completely crushed in that state. And again, in Pennsylvania, we're 25,811. Every swing state, we are better in terms of voter registration than we were either 4 or 8 years ago. And it's because of the groundwork. It's because of the getting hunters engaged, getting people of faith engaged. And I do want to remind our audience, 42% of hunters are not registered to vote. 42% of hunters. 30% of Christians people of faith are not registered to vote. And that's where my organization, earlyvoteaction.com, comes in. We go out and meet the voter where they are. We court the voter, and we explain why voter registration and voting is so gosh darn important.
You know, it's interesting. I saw this video of somebody going to a college campus and asking students who identified as Democrat, asking them, saying, what do you believe in? And they said, do you believe in, you know, they had like 10 or 15 questions. By the time they were done answering all the questions, all of them who identified as Democrats, based upon the questions that they answered, they were 60 to 80% Republican. All of the questions that they answered. So most people that are Democrats don't even realize that they are not being represented in what they believe in anymore.
Yes, well, and we see this as the left embraces socialism, as the left is picking DSA candidates that, you know, want to abolish the Senate, that want to abolish borders, that want to abolish ICE, you know, the very group that's actually protecting women and children and stopping sex trafficking from happening, you know, little things. I think the regressive march to the radical left is only going to push moderate Democrats to the right. And I say I welcome the left to become as extreme as possible, because the Republican Party is going to be there to welcome with open arms those moderate Democrats that are seeking a new home. And we're going to be that home, again, fighting to abolish property taxes, not ICE, fighting for school choice, fighting to actually make life affordable for American families. And so that is how we're going to position ourselves going into 2026, 2028, and beyond.
The great Scott Pressler joining us now. Scott, you the thing about voting records and voting things, I mean, you know, I grew up in Philadelphia. I lived most of my life in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's where I was born and raised, and it's still my home and will always be my home. But what's happening in Philly, you know, we know dead people vote. We know all the crazy stuff. You know, my mom, luckily I got my mom, who died a couple of years ago, off the voter rolls, so she will not be voting for Josh Shapiro, at least in this election, because you can clear that up. But the thing about the voting registration system, the motor voter thing, you know, we're talking about getting people out, canvassing, going door to door. That's the old way. But once they started making your application for a driver's license actually an application to vote, and in some states, you don't even have to check whether or not you're a citizen. So you're automatically counted as a citizen, even if you are legally in the country. Those people are the ones getting to vote. And that's the problem that I have. I want everybody who's legally here get the right to vote. But you can't trick people in ballots in these Democrat-run states, for the most part, into voting and automatically becoming registered to vote just because you fill out your name and address.
Well, let's have real discussion for a second. Any illegal voting, any fraudulent voting disenfranchises a Black American, a woman voter, a veteran voter, a union worker voter. Any fraudulent voting disenfranchises lawful American citizen voting. And that's why 84% of Americans want proof of voter ID. And a new poll just came out that 82% of Americans want proof of citizenship. This is a popular, overwhelming issue that the American people agree upon. But let me discuss briefly what we're doing in Pennsylvania, that we just saw a huge purge of the voter rolls. So we have something called a non-juror list for all 67 counties. Non-jurors are people that cannot serve on juries because of a medical issue, an age issue, not a resident, or not a citizen. And so we have been meticulously, county by county, getting the non-juror list. And let me tell you, I don't care if it's Philly or Berks County or Pike County, Center County, even small red counties have non-citizens that are receiving jury summons. Now, those people aren't on the juries, but they say that they're not a citizen, that they are indicating they are not a citizen or they are not of legal residence. And so what we've done is I've been going through the non-juror list, cross-referencing those with the voter rolls, and sure enough, we are finding potential illegal alien matches of people on the non-juror rolls that are also listed as flagged voters in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And then let me ask you, and this is a rhetorical question, but on Thursday and Friday of last week, I visited Philadelphia in person to inspect the non-juror rolls. Then, this weekend, after spending 2 days inspecting said juror rolls, where we found over the last decade 80,000 non-citizens on the non-juror rolls. 80,000 non-citizens over the last decade. Did you know that over the weekend, 31,000 names were moved from active to inactive on the voter rolls? Coincidence? I don't know. But that's why the number moved from 56,006 to 25,811. It came out of Philadelphia days after we inspected personally the non-juror list for Philadelphia County, Pennsylvania. Boom.
And then you can see the same thing happening in Jersey, where Jackie Sherrill is lying about a glitch.
She doesn't want to. She's invoking judges to help her hide all of the juror rolls and the voter rolls.
That's a problem. That's a problem people have, Scott. They want their elected officials to. I don't care whether you're Democrat or Republican. Just don't lie to the people about what's going on in your state. We get it. You want power. But it's ridiculous how these governors, and she just got into office, all of these people have just been elected, happen to be worse than the people they replaced. That's the thing that's surprising to me. You got one bad governor, you bring in another bad governor. And that's what's happening and now with the DSA people, the Democrats have more to worry about because they got all these people, these insane people who want communism to come back. So that's their problem. I don't care about their problem. I don't have problems. I just want everything to be fair. I want everybody to be treated equally. No one should be treated better than anybody else.
Now,
it's the way it always should be.
Scott, do you have any information and insight on the New Jersey issue?
Well, I can tell the DOJ if they're listening what they should do. If I happen to be the DOJ, I'm not, but if I happen to be them, what I would do is I would take the voter roll list from a month or 2 months ago, and New Jersey being in hot water for having 6,600 non-citizens on the voter rolls and 400 non-citizens illegally and fraudulently voting in New Jersey, which is a federal crime, by the way. If I happen to be the DOJ, I would then take the next monthly issue of the voter rolls and just cross-reference the month now to 2 months ago. And sure enough, if they remove them, you're going to find the 6,600 non-citizens that were registered to vote. But, that's just a little birdie just potentially tipping off people what they can do to find the people that Mikey Sherrill is trying to hide, which is aiding and abetting non-citizens, which I think is also a crime.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, and it also helped her get into office.
Well, the American people deserve the truth. And at the end of the day, I want people to know, look, if you are that Black American listening, if you are that veteran listening, that woman listening, that union worker listening, again, I'm fighting for you to make sure that your voice is not nullified, not canceled by a fraudulent illegal vote. Al Franken was elected by 312 votes in 2008 in Minnesota. 400 people in New Jersey voted illegally, non-citizens. 400 is more than 312. We had a member of Congress in Iowa decided by 6 votes. We had a California congressman defeated by 187 votes. We had a California congresswoman defeated by 653 votes. This is widespread. This is a problem, and the American people deserve to have confidence that when they cast a ballot, that is going to mean one person equals one lawful American vote, period.
Period. Scott, I know you have to go. One last question. How many senators are you up to now that are going to remain in D.C. until the Save America Act is passed?
Thank you. I don't have my whip count in front of me, but I can tell you a couple off the top of my head. Ashley Moody of Florida, Rick Scott of Florida, I do believe Rish of Idaho, Crapo of Idaho, Dave McCormick of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Dave McCormick. Woo-hoo! I think we're up to 18. Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee, Katie Britt, Coach Tuberville of Alabama. However, Ted Budd of North Carolina just came out today. John Husted of Ohio, he also came out. Now, I will put out a whip list on my social media of senators up for election in 2028 that have still not said anything, i.e. Lisa Murkowski, John Thune of South Dakota. So please, if you wouldn't mind sharing that with your audiences when I put that out there. And the last thing that I have is everyone, please call. Spend every day this week calling your house to thank them for voting for the Save America Act, and call even senators in other states and let them know we gave you the House, we gave you the Senate, we gave you the White House, and we demand and expect action. How do you expect us to come out this November if you, the majority, fail to deliver the campaign promises that you made going into 2024? We expect and demand results.
Absolutely.
Scott Presser. Follow him on Twitter.
Yeah,
you have several. There's a couple of different accounts, right?
Well, no, at Scott Pressler,
Well, I know
1S is his and the headline is The Persistence, which
Yes.
he is absolutely.
Well, we know that.
He persists at Scott Pressler on social media. Scott, when you put that up there, could you put all the senators' office numbers on there for
The ones who haven't.
Right, the ones who haven't committed yet, so
Yes.
that all the people know who to call.
Yes, I will put
and not have
every
to look that up.
202 number, and I will also be on Capitol Hill this week as well. So just know that I'm out there fighting for you guys even when I'm not in Pennsylvania, and I am committed and loyal to the cause and loyal to our president.
Scott, you're a hero to a lot of people. Just people who want common sense and things that don't stink. The things that stink not to stink anymore.
Well, it's wonderful to see somebody that is working for the people that actually does what they say that they are going to do, because we don't get that in a lot of our elected officials. And we are thankful for you for proving that there are still good representatives, good politicians out there, and we cannot thank you enough.
Scott, appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
And thank you to you, and thank you to 1210 WPHT for always having me on to get my voice out there. So I'm grateful for y'all.
Thank you. Scott Presser, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a roaring round of applause, Robin. Do I have my roaring round of applause in
You
here?
should be. It should
We
be
used to
there.
have a live studio audience, but we had to cut him out of the budget because times are tough. 855-839-1210. Coming up, we will have a Aaron Rodgers update. Not about football. It's sort of like a combination of football and politics and Pat McAfee and ESPN
Yes.
all wrapped into one tiny bubble.
And I'm wondering with this Aaron Rodgers if he suffers from this gym ailment.
Yeah, we will have a gym up for all you guys who work out. We have a potential problem that could affect you down there. Plus, I got to get to this Memphis story too. And anything that happens in the next 20 minutes, we will be all over it right here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
From Chester Springs to Clementon, we know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
888-358-6868.
Hi, this is Dave Barlow from Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. It's time to step up to the plate. The summer sell-out event at Barlow is here. Add Barlow discounts to factory rebates, and these deals are knocking it out of the park. The GMC lineup is stacked with power with the Sierra leading the way. The Buick lineup combines style, comfort, and confidence. Slide in the Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury before these deals are out of here, or shop 24/7 at barlowautogroup.com. Buick, exceptional by design. GMC, we are professional grade.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Looking for an auto repair shop you can actually trust? McCullough's Auto Repair has been serving Delco since 1999. They believe honesty, fairness, and friendly service still matter. Chuck and Ralph run the place. No matter your car's issue, they'll explain it in plain English and help you decide what really needs to be done now and what can wait. Chuck's motto is, I'll never steer you wrong. Call McCullough's at 610-446-1230 and ask for Chuck or Ralph, or visit McCulloughsAutoRepair.com.
Babbel proudly presents the Sheep Cheese Fiasco.
Cute market. Ooh, cheese. Let's get cheese. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Hola. Quiero una oveja pequeñita.
¿Una oveja pequeñita?
Sí.
Bueno, pues tengo como 20.
Oh, no. Oh, but they're cute.
Don't let your Spanish fool you. Avoid bringing home the farm with Babbel, the award-winning language learning app.
Can you make us some cheese, please? Oh, cheese. You're not cheese.
Practice with Babbel's guided conversations based on real situations. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will have you speaking conversationally in as little as 3 weeks.
Yes. Oh, you're so sweet.
Get up to 50% off on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's 50% off at BABBEL.com.
Tune in to the Crash Proof Retirement Show Saturdays at 11 a.m. to hear Joanne Small-Canella and Tracy Stillman. The Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturday mornings at 11 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Broadcasting live from the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Make a mind. Down, 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 down.
We went to go see this group live at the
Yes,
Wells Fargo
ELO.
Center when it was still the Wells Fargo Center.
One of the best concerts I have ever gone to in my life.
Absolutely. Great band. I think one of the all-time great bands, too, because he's still singing.
Yeah, and he's like, sometimes you go to a band that was around 20, 30, 40 years ago, and you're like, oh, they're not really the greatest anymore.
No, but
He
not
sounded
everybody in the
exactly
original. Yeah,
same.
because you have the original
Yeah.
lead singer.
Oh, his voice was still fantastic, and the production that they did
Yeah, they're
with all
great.
the lasers and the smoke, it was awesome.
Everybody does that. Now, we have a laser show here in our house on Friday nights here, but you know what I'm saying?
That's only because you like to put on that black light, baby.
No, it's not Jeff Beck. Jeff Lynne.
Jeff Lynne.
It's Jeff Lynne's
Yes.
ELO
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
That is great Jeff Lynne knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of great knowledge, well, I don't know if it's great knowledge or not, but we have a clip from the Pat McAfee show.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers.
Now, Aaron Rodgers used to go on all the time. And by the way, speaking of Aaron Rodgers and all of these media honks who wanted Aaron Rodgers crucified because he didn't want to take the COVID
Right.
shot, like most people didn't want to take the COVID shot, but they were forced to. Aaron Rodgers wasn't forced to, so he chose not to. And all of these sanctimonious sports writers, particularly all these fat bastards who sit around and can't even waddle into
They
a
were
press
talk-
box, are ripping this guy.
Aaron Rodgers was talked about 24/7 back during
Oh,
the whole
destroyed.
bubble shutdown because of his refusal and what he was doing. And he was going out in the desert and smoking something,
Whatever it was. Not
And-
kratom.
Oh my God, they were just going nuts about him. And he, after the Fauci questioning,
Well, he went on. So let's set it up.
Let's set it
So Pat McAfee's at the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp today. Pat's obviously, he's big everywhere,
Yeah.
but he goes to Pittsburgh Steelers training camp, and then he's sitting there on his set on ESPN. So he brings the guy who's still the quarterback for the
Yes.
Pittsburgh Steelers. The guy from, the guy who said, I think I have a cut of him here before we go to the tape. Remember this famous quote from the great Aaron Rodgers? When he said, where is it here? Now I can't find it.
dun, dun, da, da.
Here it is.
5 letters here. RELAX.
Relax. Well, he was a little relaxed today, too, with Pat McAfee. Let's go to it. This was earlier this afternoon on ESPN with Pat McAfee and Aaron Rodgers.
A couple times today, because you've been very open about coming back for this year, last rodeo, and you talked about your wife saying, hey, have another year. Mike McCarthy being here, obviously a big deal. Can you tell us about the mindset of coming into your last season? Like, that's a real thing, it feels like, because is everything better? Is everything funner? Is everything more awesome? Like, how do you kind of view this year versus maybe the years of the past?
I'm going to plead the 5th.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotta love that guy.
Like that absolute coward, Tony Fauci. Absolute coward.
Yeah.
Hey, it's back, baby. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 111
You got a
times.
pardon and you're in front and you pleaded over 100 times at the White House. What are you scared of, Tony?
Yeah.
I thought you were the science.
Yeah.
I thought you were I am science, and you get up there and you can't answer a question.
Yeah.
What are we doing? And how much time did the network spend at that? How much time did they spend on my responses every week, on my vaccination status, on Taylor and Travis's wedding? Did they do even a minute? Did they do even a minute on Tony Fauci?
No, I don't think I've heard
I
anything.
bet they didn't.
But on that note.
Then there was another scandal this offseason, too, involving a voter for MVP, for Coach of the Year. How much time did your network spend? Where's your Kev? Did your network spend on that?
Network?
Good for him. I love him. I love it when, whether it's a celebrity or a sports star or whatever, gets to the point in their career where they have so much money that they don't give a
No, that's
bleep
Pat
anymore.
McAfee, because Pat McAfee could work anywhere.
Oh, I kn-
ESPN
Well-
paid him. Yes, Robin, he had his own show.
But he's
Pat
still-
McAfee is insulated from the ESPN getting called out.
I
So
get
that's
it.
why Aaron Rodgers goes on with him.
Yes.
And so Aaron Rodgers is so important to ESPN that he's allowed to have Aaron Rodgers on to
I love it.
stick it to ESPN.
I love it.
To stick it to ESPN while he's on the air on ESPN, knocking the people who work at ESPN, who are all over Aaron Rodgers and all over all of these other athletes' personal lives. And good for him. It's just like, it's not like our 2-bit weekend producers who go on our chat stream and talk tough. They're nobodies. Aaron Rodgers is a first ballot Hall of Famer. These weekend clown producers couldn't make it in the first ballot at I don't even know where they couldn't make it at a Chick-fil-A to get into the door without being thrown the hell out. That's the difference between having clout.
By the way, we are
and
not
having
talking
nothing.
about Matt and Justin.
No,
That
I
is-
said the weekend guys.
Yes, I know.
These guys are weekend stars
No,
now.
our producers are weekend stars.
That's right.
Because they have their own show, which is called what again?
3 Disgruntled Taxpayers. It's me, Justin, and then Andrew Torres, who also produces here.
I love Andrew. By the way, you guys put together like a WWE kind of intro for your show? Did you play that at the beginning?
We did. Well, so we sort of played it at the beginning. We had a technical issue. We could hear it in our headsets. However, it didn't fire over the board. Shout out to Newman Price. We enjoyed your intro. Unfortunately, no one else in our audience did because it
Now,
didn't
do you
go
still
over
have
the
that
air.
in the system? Can you play it now?
We
Because
can
it was
give us
brilliant.
1 second.
By the way, wasn't it? Here's the thing about ESPN. And I listen. I worked at ESPN for almost 20 years, off and on. Right. I was there when it started the radio network. So I don't hate ESPN. They were great for my career. But the modern day ESPN is a joke, and they know it. But the bottom line is this: when you have the power where you can say something, I'm not telling people to knock their employees. You're not supposed to do that. I never knocked my employees, my employers, when I was on the air. That's Bush League. But when you have the power to do that, that's what's great. And now these guys have the power.
So do you have your WWE open? I want to play it so that people who didn't get to hear
But last thing, ESPN all weekend, when I went in to look at the scores from like the Friday night games or Saturday night games, they had WWE SummerSlam. They were doing that. They made wrestling the top story on the front page of ESPN.com. 20 years ago, they wouldn't even acknowledge
that it existed
wrestling
as a sport.
existed. You know what I mean?
Yes. All right, let's hear your open. This is a Newman Price special, right?
Correct, yeah.
Let's go to the tape. I want to see
They
this
don't
one.
always agree, but they all know somebody has to say it. Matt, Justin, Andrew. This is 3 disgruntled taxpayers. 3 disgruntled taxpayers calling every play. No spin, no script, just saying what everybody wants to say. 3 disgruntled taxpayers every Saturday on 1210 WPHT.
I'm sick of this stuff.
That is awesome.
That was Joe Biden reporting in with a by the way, it is now, according to our great friend Justin Otero, one of the producers, the first podcast episode is out now, by the way.
Right, because it was played on the air
Right.
at 1 a.m. on
1
Saturday
a.m.
morning.
Sorry to those who couldn't be awake for it, but if you haven't heard it yet,
Sorry.
podcast is out now and you can listen to it at your leisure.
Fabulous.
Even Donald Trump checked in after hearing the show, and you know what he said?
These people are crazy.
Okay. Now, I know that we came back from a break not too awfully long ago. I want to go to break now so that we can come back and we're going to do this story because this is a PSA out there for those of all you men out there.
Because this is a show for all the people. We don't care what your
Absolutely.
sexual preference is, what your political party is. We're basically science. We know Dr. Fauci wasn't science. He's a
No,
phony.
We're science.
We're the real science
We're
show
the
here.
real science show.
Yes.
So when we come back, I'm going to tell all you out there and ask you whether you suffer from gym penis.
Jim Penis, ladies and gentlemen. We have a
We are
Jim.
going to talk about this when we come back.
You know what else we'll say?
What's in the box?
It's not in the box. It's down there in the trowel. That's coming up next on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
You don't need another opinion, just the facts.
What caused that crash on the Schuylkill? Will it rain before the kids' game? What happened at the school board meeting last night?
At KYW News Radio, we don't take sides. We take notes, delivering the information you need to make the best decisions for your family.
The news you need whenever you need it.
Depend on KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news leader for more than 60 years.
The summer heat means it's that time of year to crank up the AC again. To keep your home cooling more efficiently and help save you on high energy bills, better go Guida and finally replace your old drafty, inefficient windows and doors at Guida Door and Window. Right now, Guida is offering their best discounts of the year with their big 40% off summer sales event on all expertly installed windows and doors. You'll receive 40% off each window you buy. That's right, 40% off all high-performance, energy-efficient triple pane windows. And you'll receive 40% off any door, including insulated entry doors, patio doors, garage doors, and storm doors. Plus, get your project started today with no money down and pay it off interest-free for up to 18 full months. All prior sales excluded. Minimum purchase required. Don't let these big discounts pass you by. Go Guida today to take advantage of these limited time savings by calling to schedule a free in-home estimate at 1-877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's go, GUIDA.com. Hit the road with an auto loan from American Heritage Credit Union. We're proud to offer auto loans on both new and used vehicles with low monthly payments and flexible terms, as well as auto lease buyout options. Plus, enjoy no payments for the first 2 months. Visit AmericanHeritageCU.org/auto to get started. Insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender. Not a member? Join today.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Free speech in Philly on Odyssey's #1 talk station. Talk Radio 1210. WPHT.
I can't get no. Well, I can.
I hope I can.
Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, or we call it the Brunos. Robin's name is officially changed now.
Yes, it has.
Her new social security card is here. She can vote. She didn't have to get her birth certificate out.
No, I
we'll be
did.
voting because they have a primary coming up. When is the primary election here?
I had to get my birth certificate, marriage certificate, and then I went down and I got the new social security card.
Yeah.
And now that I have the new social security card, I can get everything else changed.
Can you get go into Mom Dami's coffee shops? Food
no,
stores?
supposedly not, because I'm not a New York resident.
It's an outrage.
Strange how they make. It's strange how New York has borders. They're enforcing borders in New York.
Well, they got bridges and tunnels too. But anyway, let's get to this story, Robin.
Yes.
This is a story that all men, especially you guys who work out. I mean, you don't have to be like a lunkhead workout guy. You don't have to be all jacked
But
up
let's
and
say,
roided
Tony,
up.
that you are a gentleman, a guy that likes going to the gym, and you want to make things get bigger, right? You want to make your muscles get bigger. You want to get jacked up, feel good about yourself. Maybe talk to some chicks that are on the treadmill with their little skimpy leggings on, and something horribly wrong goes horribly wrong after your workout. You go to the gym. I mean, you go to the locker room. And perhaps you're showering or changing, and you notice down there that you did not get bigger, that you actually shrunk. That, ladies and gentlemen, is called gym penis, and it is a real thing.
Yes. We have, is it actually an audio?
There's no audio. There's
no audio or video.
No, we're not going to show you. We're not going to show you a picture of gym penis.
So I have a couple of drops just to make sure that you can follow this story closely. So can you explain it, Robin? Because remember one thing, was this young man, a prescient young man many years ago in a major motion picture starring Arnold Schwarzenegger made this prophetic word.
Yes.
And now all these years later, these words still ring true.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
That is
Boom.
correct. And Jim Penis,
Boom.
you might actually look like that little boy's penis because Jim Penis is shrinking, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Can you explain it, Robin?
Well, when your Jim Penis is
That's not a guy's name. It could be, though. It could be a radio guy's name.
Is a temporary shrinkage of the penis after workout from blood flowing to the muscles, heart, and lungs.
Yeah,
Now,
it's not just that it's shriveling down there.
No. It doesn't happen to everybody, but a lot of men, and especially if they're in with multiple men in the locker room, maybe they have found themselves feeling a little uncomfortable, a little self-conscious about this. But it is perfectly normal if you got an innie all of a sudden after you've been working out.
Yeah, so don't worry, guys. You won't have to be ordering Sparks or
No.
the 72 million drugs that they keep pushing all over.
This is usually when your body cools down, your nervous system settles, and blood flow redistributes.
Hello?
So it usually goes back to normal.
Like when I'm usually
fairly quick.
putting up 250 on the flat bench, the blood's not going down there. So
Right.
that's what happens. You get shrinkage, so to speak. Sort of what happened to the potato chips and all the products you used to buy, remember? And then it's filled with air.
Is it like shrinkflation?
Shrinkflation,
Jim
yes.
Penis's
all that.
shrinkflation?
Yeah.
So most men will be back within minutes to an hour. However, if you are dehydrated, anxious, overstimulated from caffeine or pre-workout drinks, that can prolong the shrinkage. So you might not want to schedule a Tinder date for immediately after your workout.
Exactly. By the way, we have I'm not making this up. Scott Pressler, who was just on this show in this last hour,
Yes.
it just tweeted out, they're not happy about our work in Pennsylvania. So he wrote, my fellow Americans, we are 25,800 active voters away from flipping Pennsylvania from blue to red. This is the lowest Democratic advantage in modern history. This is a big deal. So this guy, JRN 2000, writes to him, you're complicit in trying to influence an election. You'll go to prison, unlike Musk. Tread lightly. Bitches like you don't do well in those places. That's what this guy wrote to Scott. And then Scott wrote back, I would be very popular.
Good for him. He doesn't care. Like he doesn't take. He lets everything just roll off of him.
Exactly.
That's
right.
the way it should happen.
Absolutely right. These weasels interfering in an election.
Now,
he's asking for records that should be public and are publicly available if we had a legitimate media that would probe this stuff. It's all these independent guys who are doing things and finding out and breaking stories.
Now let's get back to tuna. We need to get back to Jim Penis, though.
Oh, you
Matt,
have more on the Jim Penis?
Matt, Justin, have you encountered Jim Penis before?
I am a lazy slob, so thankfully this is not an ailment that plagues me.
So you don't have to worry about it.
No.
Wait a minute. We have one man who says that it doesn't affect him when he works out.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
He's just showing you that even though he's bench pressing on the flat, the incline, and even doing all of that stuff, does not affect Jim Penis. Does not affect him.
I know somebody personally who talks about setting up Tinder dates at a gym.
Not me.
I would think
I'm not on Tinder. In fact, you're the one who created my Tinder account. Is it still active, Robin? Are you checking out?
I have not. No. So Tony and I, neither Tony nor I obviously had Tinder handles, and we had a bet when we first started doing the shows together that who could get the most swipes. Is it? Yeah.
Swipe left. Is Tinder still a thing, or are they on this?
No,
new
they're
now?
it's still there because I know somebody who's on it. We both know somebody who's on it or was, and so
Matt DeSantis is on Tinder.
No,
that
but
is not true.
We had a bet. We had a bet who could get the most swipes. And I'll let you guys guess who got the most swipes.
Not Jim Schwantz. Jim Schwantz.
So anyway.
Yeah, just remember to wipe the equipment off when you're done down there. Thank you very much, Tuna Fang. These are the kinds of educated listeners. An educated listener is our best customer here.
Yes.
On the afternoon show.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well.
And the other story that I mentioned, did I already read this? The one about the drinking in Memphis, about the restaurant?
No, you were going to say that really quick.
So there's a restaurant in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, Memphis used to be a great town. They had the great Elvis stuff there. But they're cracking down. Now, apparently crime has gone down because they've sent help in there. But there's one restaurant that is now really, really making it hard for you to go in and have a cocktail and a nice dinner.
Yes.
The entry now is restricted. Without a valid government ID, you can't get in. But that's not the end of it. You have to be 30 years of age or older with a government ID to get in and to drink or eat in that particular
restaurant. I totally get
restaurant.
why they're doing this. So Privé is a bar and lounge.
Oh, is that the name of the place?
Privé.
Privé means private.
Yes.
If you're not you're not a French.
They used to have a 21 and over age.
Privé.
Privé.
Is that like canoe?
But there was a murder right outside in front, and they had a whole bunch of other issues, and it was that age group, 21 to 30-year-olds, that were causing all the problems. So they said, you know what? We're not doing this anymore. We are going to restrict entry to 30 plus. I don't blame them, to tell you the truth.
No, I agree. That's a great reason. So people are asking. I'm glad you found the story because I didn't see the name of the restaurant. So that's what we do here. We get a story.
Yep.
So Privé, and this is the reason. You got young punks,
too many
teens.
violent incidents outside of the restaurant. One of them happened to be a shooting that left not just one, but two people dead.
2 people dead in front of a Privé?
And in this past year alone, there were 13 different incidents involving this establishment. And they said, that's it. We're just going to cut it to 30 and over, and we're going to hopefully this will take care of the problem.
So they still aren't going to be shooting and killing each other in front of Privé? By the way, we have an ID of many of the suspects.
A male, possibly white.
That's what they're saying.
What do you think, Matt, Justin? Do you think this is outrageous, this rule, or do you agree with it?
I think I agree with it.
I guess the assumption is if you're 30 years old, by that point of your life, you're going to be mature enough not to be getting into fights and shooting it up in a restaurant or outside of said restaurant if you're 30 or above.
I would certainly hope so.
I've seen too many videos on social media of people who are in their early 20s, late teens, early 20s, where they're just acting belligerent, acting inappropriate, and that I'd like for there to be some spaces where you don't have to deal with the rabble rousers.
Exactly, and especially this sounds like a nice restaurant. Privé doesn't sound like Golden Corral. And what was the French
Factory.
name? No, Cheesecake Factory is great. Their menu was like the Bible. We used to go in the Cheesecake Factory in Marina Del Rey. Their menu was huge.
It looks like I'm looking at Privé. I'm looking at some of the pictures inside.
Is it a nice joint?
It looks like it looks very nice inside. There's velvet covered booths.
Oh, I love the booths.
The ambiance is purples and dark reds, and it looks very nice, and the food looks amazing too. So I don't blame them at all. Get the riffraff out.
Damn right. This ain't no what's a crappy Waffle House isn't a crappy place. They do a good job. Maybe the clientele at 2 a.m. isn't really what you want to be around.
Yeah, nothing good happens after 2 a.m. You know that. That's why it's a good thing that you guys did your show at 1 a.m.
Exactly.
Instead of after 2.
Well, we got a break here soon. We want to thank everybody. So I mentioned the WNBA is a joke. All of these coaches are basically burying their own league by saying stupid stuff. And again, they can give their opinions, but the bottom line is this. Stop killing your own sport. The Babylon Bee had a great headline. WNBA coaches have a hard time to explain what the W stands for. It's the WNBA, which means Women's National Basketball Association. By the way, a lot of crazy trades going on right now. It looks like the Giants are unloading everybody. The Yankees are picking up a lot. The Phillies got the 3-time defending champion, a raise from the Giants are getting rid of everybody. The Giants have mailed it in, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to thank the San Francisco Giants for participating. The Anaheim Angels, a lot of teams are just dumping salaries. The Baltimore Orioles dropped their catcher, who was a superstar last year. So that's what's happening. Robin, stop doing this. I know we have to break.
Well, then
As
do
Gary
it.
read, we have a break at 57, right?
No, 56.
All right, we're going to break then. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. God bless America. It's still the greatest country on earth.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Is life insurance still on your list from earlier this year? Now is the perfect time to just get it done. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather